on day 2 of this South Atlantic Conference baseball tournament. Glad you're with us. Carson-Newman survived against UVA-Wise. The Cavaliers brought the winning run to the plate in a 3-run game with 1 out in the 9th inning, but the Eagles were able to get pop out and a strikeout with Eli Norris pitching to close the door, and Eli gets his 10th save of the year. And now Carson-Newman meets Wingate for the second time in as many days after not playing the Bulldogs in the regular season. One of these two teams will see their season here at the conference tournament come to an end, and Wingate will turn to Cal Reel. He is a left-handed pitcher that will start this game for Wingate. Both teams are set to play their 3rd game of the weekend. Both teams have used their top 2 starters for the year, and so Jeff Gregory's team turns to a left-handed pitcher in Cal Reel. A 4.2 ERA for the left-handed senior from Davidson, North Carolina. The senior has a 4.2 ERA, 1-3 record. This will be just his 2nd start of the year. 16th appearance, 30 innings of work. A high walk number at 17, the most on the team out of the bullpen with 21 strikeouts. Ryan Jenkins will lead us off. Jenkins, Gibson, Floyd, the first 3 scheduled hitters for Carson-Newman. We are underway right at 7:15 with the first pitch, ball to Ryan Jenkins. It was a little bit low. Carson-Newman switches to orange uniforms. Wingate was in gray earlier today, and yesterday they opt to wear blue uniforms. So Carson-Newman wore navy in the first game today and has to change to orange because Wingate's in blue. Ball 2 delivered by Reel. 2 balls, no strikes to get things going at 7:15 p.m. Carson-Newman playing back-to-back games. Meanwhile, Wingate played this morning into the early afternoon and lost 8-2 to Lenoir-Rhyne. Another elevated fastball, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. The count on Carson-Newman's leadoff batter, Ryan Jenkins, who collected his 5th 3-hit game of the year earlier today in a 7-4 win against the Cavaliers. 3 balls, no strikes. Reel looking for the strike on a 3-0, and he finds it to Jenkins. It's a 3-ball, 1-strike count. Wingate got 9 innings, a complete game from Keelan Hoover last night against Carson-Newman in a 8-1 victory over the Eagles. 3-1, Jenkins drives this ball to right field. This ball sinks in for a base hit. 3-1 fastball, and Jenkins takes it to right field. He's got 4 hits now today alone, his 5th hit of the weekend, and Carson-Newman picks up where it leaves off from game 1 of the day. The Eagles had 12 hits through the first 6 innings of the game earlier today, and they grab one on a Ryan Jenkins single to right field. In steps Aiden Gibson. Similar spot to earlier. Jenkins started the first inning with a single, and then Gibson moved him over with a sac bunt. We'll see maybe if that's the situation here as well. Reel, the lefty, sets, looks at first. Gibson shows bunt, tries to get it down. No, he pulls it back and takes ball 1. The first base umpire says Gibson was able to pull it back. It's a late reaction from Gibson. And it's ball 1. Reel has missed with 4 of his first 6 pitches. Gibson waits on a 1-0. Shows bunt, pulls it back again. It's ball 2. Jenkins will slide back to the bag safely as Scheffler trying to back pick him at first. Second meeting in as many days. Wingate and Carson-Newman. These two teams opened up the tournament yesterday and now meet in an elimination game here on this Saturday night in Hickory. 2 balls, no strikes. Top of inning number 1. Reel sets, pitches. Gibson shows bunt, bunts it off Scheffler's hand as he tries to shake it off, and it's a foul ball. 2 balls, 1 strike is the count on Aiden Gibson. Wingate has won 7 of the last 8 postseason meetings against Carson-Newman, including 4 in a row. 2-1. Gibson shows bunt, bunts at third base side. Fielded. No, it's not fielded cleanly. Rio tried to barehand it and could not come up with it. First and second, nobody out for Carson-Newman in the opening inning. The third baseman is Gavin Grapuso, and he was charging it. I thought he was going to be the one that fielded it, but Cal Rio tried to barehand it with his non-glove hand, which is his left hand, and did not field it cleanly with his bare hand. E1 puts Gibson aboard at first and moves Jenkins to second for the all-sack first-teamer Logan Floyd here in the first. Eagles in the orange, Wingate in the blue. Eagles batting here in the first. First pitch to Floyd. Floyd drives it foul off to the right side for strike one. Well, Cal Reel making his second start of the year. He has gone as long as 4 innings of work. 4 innings of 2-run ball against Millersville. That was all the way back on February 9th of this season. Struck out 3 in that effort. No one set. Pitch home. Floyd grounds it sharply to first. Dixon goes to first with it. Goes back to second. Double play. Terrific work by Jordan Dixon to field the ground ball. He touches first initially, then throws to Corville at second, who tags Gibson out. And there's 2 outs. Just like that, Carson-Newman's threat here in this first inning could be quickly wiped away. It's a 3-6 double play for the first and second outs of this opening inning. And now Cole Nathan with a runner at third and 2 outs. Rio looking to get out of this first inning with nothing across as his fastball is too high and it's ball 1. Cole Nathan, the 2-out batter for Carson-Newman. Nobody on this roster has more hits this year with 2 outs than Nathan. He has 26 and hits .430 with runners in scoring position. He's got Jenkins at third right now. 1-0. Nathan drives it foul right side. Count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. We'll set Wingate's defense for you. We mentioned Corville. He's at shortstop. Gavin Corpuso's at third base. Jalen Evans is at second with Jordan Dixon, the freshman, at first. Joe Scheffler hit the grand slam to start yesterday's game. He's behind the plate again with David Sessoms, Will Farrell, and Brian Ishmael left to right in Jeff Gregory's outfield. 1-1 pause. The pitch to Nathan. Fastball waist high, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes as we get underway here in this second elimination game on day 2 of the conference tournament. Carson-Newman batting for the first time. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count on Cole Nathan. A runner at third. The pitch home is fouled back by Nathan. He'll stay alive and wait for a 5th pitch as Real has tossed in 16 of them here in this opening inning. Jackson Underwood is Carson-Newman's starting pitcher. He's hoping maybe to have a lead going to the bottom of the first as Nathan waits and takes an elevated fastball high and away for ball 2. Always wonder how a team in Wingate with a game off between, does that benefit Carson-Newman having played back-to-back games? You figure both teams have somewhat of fatigue that can set in today. With both playing their second game of the day. Swing and a foul ball by Nathan, and he continues to battle against Cal Reel with 2 outs and a runner at third base. We'll see who benefits from playing late into the night here. It's a 7:15 first pitch. 2 teams trying to play into tomorrow. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the first. Rio, the lefty, comes set against Nathan, the right-handed hitter. Long pause. A 7-second pause. Make it 8, make it 9. Now he pitches. Nathan drives it high out to the right field line. Nearing it is Ishmael, and he'll make the catch, inning over. Carson-Newman brought the first 2 runners to the plate, and they both reach on a single and an error, but a double play and a fly ball out gets Cal Reel, Wingate's starting pitcher, out of the opening inning. No runs on a hit and an error with 1 runner left on base. Jackson Underwood goes to the mound to make his first postseason start and his first ever appearance against Wingate. When we return to Hickory, North Carolina and Durham Field after these messages, this is Carson-Newman Baseball on the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Insurance, it's about people, not things. It's about security. It's about confidence. It's about relationships. It's about trust. It's about you. As a local independent agent, Bible Insurance Agency can design an insurance program that's just right for you and your family. Give the people you love safe, sound, secure protection from Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency, 423-586-4320, or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown.
Andrew Rogers, glad to welcome you back to Lenore Rhines Durham Field on a chilly Saturday evening between Carson-Newman and Wingate. Second straight game for the Eagles, second day game of the day as well for Wingate. It is 66 degrees. We expect rain to come into the area once again tonight. At what time and for how long it comes down and whether it includes lightning is all to be determined. Jackson Underwood toes the mound for Carson-Newman in the Eagles' second straight elimination game. He will face Jalen Evans to start the inning. This will be appearance 16 for Underwood in his 8th start of the year. 8 straight starts for the junior out of Murfreesboro. He winds the first offering to Evans as a swing and a pop-up foul for strike one on the conference's hitter of the week in the final week of the regular season. Underwood has gone at least 3 innings in all 7 of his starts. 0-1 wide, and the junior gets a ground ball to short. Jenkins backhands it. A quick throw across. A good one in time. Evans retired. Good play there at shortstop to get the speedy Evans on a ball that was still hit pretty hard, and Jenkins had to backhand it, and he fielded it cleanly, but still needed to throw quickly because Jalen Evans has a lot of speed. And he grounds out to start the inning. 2 pitches, 1 out. And here's Jake Corville for the Bulldogs. Corville, a .305 hitter, entered the conference tournament with a sub-300 batting average, but has multiple hits in each of the first 2 games this weekend and takes low for ball 1. He's extended his hitting streak, has Corville, up to 10 games, including 5 straight 2-hit efforts. 1-0 line for the junior right-hander Underwood, and he throws a fastball outside to Corville for ball 2. Balls, no strikes with 1 away in the home half of the first. Jackson Underwood making his 8th start in the regular season. 2 wins, 3 losses, and 47 2/3 innings on the mound. 3.5 ERA. 2-0 is a high fastball. 3 balls and no strikes. With Underwood facing this Wingate team for the first time in his Carson-Newman career. Making his first postseason appearance with the Eagles in his first season. 3-0 line, fastball right down the middle, knee high, strike 1 to Corville. And Underwood will try to work his way back into this count from behind. Here in the first, facing the 2-hitter Corville with Breon Ishmael on deck. 3-1 home. Swing and a ground ball to third. This one hits inside the bag at third. High throw from Gibson, but Floyd goes up to make the catch and then gets his foot back down before Corville was able to get to first base. Nice play by Logan Floyd. Gibson made a nice play to field that ball right on the line. His throw was a little high, but his buddy Logan Floyd at first made a terrific play to leap into the air to make the catch and then drop his foot right back down in the bag. There's 2 away on 2 ground outs, and now Ishmael. He takes on the inside corner for ball 1. 2 ground ball outs for Carson-Newman, whose defense is identical from the game earlier today. 1-0 pitch from Underwood, low for ball 1. Jenkins Gibson have made 2 plays this inning. They're at shortstop and third base respectively. Cole Nathan and Logan Floyd, 2 sophomore all-conference players at second base and first. 2-0 on the way. Underwood has fallen behind 3-0. And back-to-back ABs here. He was able to work back and get Corville to ground out. Let's see what he does to Ishmael. Left to right in the outfield, Braxton Smith, Trey Miller, Spencer Williams. 3-0 fastballs high and inside, and Ishmael will draw a 4-pitch walk. That is what plagued Carson-Newman yesterday against the Dogs. Frankie Delgado's catching for the Eagles for the third straight game this weekend. Carson-Newman walked 2 batters yesterday in the first inning and then hit Cam Harris, who's on deck. And that's when Joe Scheffler followed with a grand slam with 2 outs to put Wingate ahead early. Underwood's first pitch to Jordan Dixon is lifted foul, up and out of play behind home, strike 1. Carson-Newman as a staff yesterday against the Bulldogs walked 6 guys. Blake Cooper and Andrew Bench combined for those 6. Cooper was outstanding, though, 5 1/3. He does give up 3 runs yesterday in that effort, but the first 5 innings of his outing were scoreless innings. 0-1 set for Underwood. He pitches again to Dixon. The freshman takes low for ball 1. Jordan Dixon was 1 for 4 with a walk, hitting cleanup for this Bulldogs offense in that game yesterday. He hits .284 for the year with 26 RBI. He chokes up on his bat as well. And he'll wait on a 1-1 as Ishmael dives back to the bag at first. He has 15 stolen bases, a Wingate team that has 100 stolen bases for the year. Ishmael, Evans, and Grapuso combined for 62 of those. Long pause for a 1-1, and Underwood wants to throw to first again. Ishmael's third on the team. He has 15 and has only been caught once. One pause. Underwood now pitches to Dixon, a fastball that he fouls off back behind the third base dugout where Wingate is positioned. And there's 2 strikes. Ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, scoreless first inning. Ishmael at first base after a 2-out walk. Jordan Dixon's batting against Jackson Underwood. 1-2 to the plate. Swing and a drive. Jenkins dives at short and makes the play. A full extension dive from Ryan Jenkins at short, and he robs Dixon of a 2-out single. An outstanding defensive play by the junior shortstop. Inning over. Carson-Newman's stud shortstop makes a heck of a defensive play and robs Jordan Dixon of Wingate's first hit of the game. No runs, no hits, no errors, and Ishmael left at first in the first. We head to the second. We're scoreless in this elimination game between Carson-Newman and Wingate on the Eagles Sports Network.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long, from the morning with their $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Looking to make your home more comfortable and affordable? Maybe with a new electric heat pump or new attic insulation? And don't forget new doors and windows. AEC is here to help. We have a quality contractor network, easy financing, and incentives for home upgrades. Plus, AEC carefully inspects every job to ensure the highest quality satisfaction. Visit our website at aeccoop.org for applications, contractor lists, and more details. AEC, power what matters most.
Spencer Williams is coming to bat for Carson-Newman. This is the 5-6-7 part of Carson-Newman's batting order that will come to the plate for the Eagles against Cal Real here in inning number 2. Both teams get runners on base in the second, but neither is able to get a run across as Cal Real in the lefty-lefty matchup drops in a slider for called strike 1 to Spencer Williams. Williams is one of 2 left-handed hitters for Carson-Newman in the batting order. Frankie Delgado's got 2 hits this weekend, and he bats 9th in this batting order here against the Dogs. Slider away, 1-1. Seth Benner's the DH. He's on deck. He gets his first start in the postseason. Had a pinch hit at bat yesterday and flew out to right field. He waits on deck as the lefty Real brings the glove to his belt. Pauses, lifts, and pitches. Williams shows bunt. Elects to pull it back and takes strike 2 on the corner. 110 all-time meetings between Carson-Newman and Wingate. The Bulldogs have won back-to-back meetings. One last year that ended Carson-Newman's season and one that gave the Eagles their first loss this weekend. 1-2 to Williams. Good breaking ball. Freezes Williams. Another good slider, and Reel rings up Williams. Looking on strikes. That's the first punch out for Reel and the first out here of the second inning. Here's Seth Benner. Carson-Newman has just one win against the Bulldogs over the program's last 10 all-time meetings. Benner takes called strike one from Reel. That was a 2-1 win in the series finale last year in Wingate, North Carolina. Carson-Newman has struggled. They only have 2 wins since 2018 against the Bulldogs. The other being a conference tournament win, 5-4, during the 2021 season. Swinging a foul tip by Benner, and it's strike 2 quickly on Carson-Newman's DH here in the second. All time, it's a 7-7 tie in postseason games. Wingate leveled it with a win yesterday. 0-2 to Benner. Well outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Bulldogs have won 4 straight postseason games against Carson-Newman and have won 7 of the last 8. Can the Eagles flip the script with that and win 37 to advance and play Lenore-Rhine tomorrow? Good breaking ball by Reel, and he rings up Benner on strikes. Back-to-back strikeouts looking by Carson-Newman. Good sliders from the lefty, Cal Reel. He has dropped him in there for the first couple of outs here in the second inning. And now Braxton Smith, after his 3-for-4 game in his postseason debut, gets his first at-bat against Reel here in the second with 2 away. Reel sets, pitches to Smith. Smith swings at the first pitch and flies it out toward right field. Brian Ishmael is moving toward the gap, and he's under it to make the catch, hitting over. Good work by Cal Reel. A couple of strikeouts and a fly out on one pitch to Braxton Smith sends the Eagles down in order. 1-2-3 go the Eagles in the second. We're scoreless after an inning and a half. It's Carson-Newman nothing, Wingate nothing, here on the Eagles Sports Network.
We love to cheer for our home teams, like the Eagles. It means more when we're rooting for the people we know. Did you know Tri-Lite is your home team internet provider? We're right here in Jefferson City, serving the people we know with our ultra-fast, ultra-reliable fiber broadband network. And we'd love to serve you. Learn more at trilite.net or by calling 833-847-0824. Go Eagles!
How do you know you're in a community, not just a town? Well, strangers smile as they walk by. They refill your coffee without you asking. And when you ask directions, people offer to walk you there. Communities give more. The way you know when you walk into First Bank that you are in a real community bank. Great products, direct access to your local bankers, and relationships that can last a lifetime. Don't just have an account. Have a community with First Bank. Member FDIC.
A light shower is coming down here at Durham Field as Jackson Underwood warms up to get ready to pitch the bottom half of inning number 2. It's a light shower right now, and it is expected to pick up at some point throughout maybe this inning or into the next inning, depending on how long the inning goes. There is a little cell moving its way through the Hickory area here, so we'll see if it impacts play at all or not. 5-6-7 for Wingate in the home half of the second inning. This is Cam Harris, the DH, standing in, and he takes inside for ball 1. Delgado dropped that, and it hit the shin guard of the home plate umpire and ricocheted all the way up the first base line. Ball 1 initially. I thought that was a hit by pitch, the way it bounced around in there. 2 balls, no strikes. Underwood has fallen behind against 3 of the 5 hitters he's faced so far. He fell behind 3-0 to both Corville and Ishmael in the first. 2-0 now to Cam Harris. Good fastball, waist high for strike 1. It's a Wingate lineup that does have some lefties in there. 3, 4, 5 are all lefties. David Sessoms is a left-handed hitter batting 7th. So 4 of the 9 hitters swing from the left side of the batter's box as Harris takes a slider off the plate, and it's a 3-ball, 1 strike count. Three in a row. We're here at the 3-4-5 part of the order as Harris stands back in, and the 3-1 on the way from Underwood is fouled back to the screen. It's strike 2. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Cam Harris. Harris was 1 for 4 against Carson-Newman yesterday, and he went 1 for 3 with an RBI earlier today against Lenore-Ryan. Payoff from Underwood. Swing and a miss. Harris was late on the slider, and Jackson put it in a place where Harris was unable to get to it as well, right on the back door in the outside part of the plate. First strikeout for Jackson Underwood, and he's got the first out of inning number 2. Well, Jackson has pitched very well from behind here early on. He now faces Will Farrell, the center fielder, homered against Carson-Newman yesterday, and Underwood falls behind early with a breaking ball that's elevated in the zone for ball 1. 1-0 count as Underwood goes back to work. His breaking ball this time is across the plate for strike 1. Be interesting to see how these two teams offensively fare against guys they have not faced before. Good breaking ball again by Underwood. It's a called strike, and it's 1-2. Carson-Newman had seen Keelan Hoover before, and he had the Eagles number yesterday. Same for Wingate. They saw Andrew Bench and Blake Cooper last year, but they haven't seen Jackson Underwood. 1-2. Swing and a drive out towards center field. This is a base hit. Good 1-2 hitting there by Will Farrell. He waits on the changeup from Underwood and drives it to center field for Wingate's first hit. It's a 1-out single by Will Farrell, the center fielder, and brings David Sessoms to the plate. Same for Carson-Newman. They're facing a reliever usually in Cal Reel, making just his second start, but a lot of the guys they'll see potentially in the bullpen for Jeff Gregory's team they have not faced. And obviously when you don't play a team in the regular season, that'll make it more challenging as well. First pitch to Sessoms. He swings and fouls it back. His right hand slipped off the bat as he swung through that. Was still able to not lose control of it, and it's strike 1. No balls and a strike on Sessoms, with Cam Harris getting a short lead at first. Oh, 1 pause, the pitch. Inside fastball, throw down to first, a high one, and Harris back safely. Oh, it's strike 2. It's an 0-2 count. Scoreboard says 1-1. I thought that was a strike. I think Sessoms may have gone around on that check swing, and so it's strike 2. It's an 0-2 count. Scoreboard here's got 1-1, but it's been off all day basically. 0-2 pause for Underwood, and he'll pick to first base. Time called as well, and it's a pitch clock violation on Jackson Underwood. So the count is now 1-2. Underwood was not quick enough to make his motion. He was going to pick off to first, but didn't do it before the clock ran out. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Underwood sets and pitches. Fastball away, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Scoreboard has 31. It's been behind this whole at-bat. Runner at first, 1 out, bottom of inning number 2. Scoreless game between Carson-Newman and Wingate. Underwood pauses and pitches. High fastball for ball 3. Throw down to first, not in time. And the count is full. See if the scoreboard now realizes that it's a full count. Wingate chanting, and their fans think it's ball 4, but it's just because the scoreboard's been off for the entire at-bat. Sessoms back into the batter's box. The left-handed hitting left fielder has worked the count full. The 3-2 from Underwood off the plate. Tried to put the fastball in the outer corner, and he missed it for ball 4. So got ahead 0-2 and then loses Sessoms. And it puts runners at first and second for Joe Scheffler. And with 1 out, Tom Griffin will make his way to the mound. And he wants to chat things over with Jackson. Out on the mound with 1 out in the inning. Infield will join in for Carson-Newman. Eagles got their 36th win of the year earlier today by defeating UVA-Y 7-4. Eagles collected 12 hits on and scored 7 runs. And did it all in the first 6 innings of the game to advance in this loser's bracket and set up this opportunity with a rematch against Wingate Carson-Newman's 36 wins, tied for the fourth most in the program's Division II history. The most wins in a Division II season are 43 collected during the 2008 season. Eagles get win 37 here tonight, and it would put them alone for fourth all-time for wins in program history at the Division II level. And certainly when you rank that up with the Tom Griffin era, it would be the second most for the school under Coach Griffin, who's in his 20th season leading the Eagles. First and second, one out for Joe Scheffler here in the second. In a scoreless game. First offering, Scheffler takes a knee-high fastball for strike one. Joe Scheffler hit sixth yesterday against Carson-Newman, and with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the first, launched his first home run of the year off the batting cages in left field. 0-1 set, Underwood pitches, fastball low into the turf for ball one. 1-1 count on Wingate's catcher with 2 aboard and 1 out in the inning. This is Underwood's 8th straight start for Carson-Newman and his 16th appearance on the mound. 1-1 pause. He looks at second and now fires in. A breaking ball lifted out toward right field. Scheffler hits it pretty well, but Williams is after it near the line and at the warning track will make the catch. Advancing from second to third is Cam Harris. And with runners on first and third now and 2 outs, here comes Gavin Grapuso. Grapuso to the plate for Wingate. Farrell to third. He's his single, and Sessoms' walk. Have those 2 aboard at the corners with 2 away. Eagles trying to work out of this second inning with Jackson Underwood making his 8th start of the year. A 9-hitter Grapuso at the plate. Underwood takes a deep breath. His first pitch is a fastball in there for strike one. Grapuso hit leadoff for Wingate yesterday and went 0 for 2, but he reached 3 times, was walked 3 times by Carson-Newman yesterday. He's looking for his first hit of the weekend. He's 0 for 6, 0-1, swinging a foul back, and it's strike 2. Grapuso on the year, a .265 hitter, 27 runs batted in, 44 hits for the redshirt sophomore from Kingston, New York. He's hitless in 4 straight games and in 12 straight at-bats. The 0-2 set for Jackson Underwood, and the pitch home, a high and fastball that's away as well, 1-2. Grapuso's last hit came against Emory and Henry in the series opener 8 days ago. He went 3 for 4. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out. Pitch is high and in. Throw goes to third, and Gibson will catch it in foul ground and not make a tag. Now it's a 2-2 count. That ball nearly hit Grapuso. And Frankie Delgado up in front of home is going to signal a first and third situation here. Carson-Newman scored off a first and third situation earlier today. See how the Eagles play it defensively with 2 outs and the corners occupied. Underwood comes set at the belt. Pitches, breaking ball, too high, it's ball 3. Underwood's needing every pitch he's got right now to get through this second inning. Good at bat here from Grapuso. He fell behind 0-2, has worked the count full. The junior right-hander sets, and the payoff home is foul back. Hunter was on the move as well at first. And the battle continues between Grapuso and Underwood here in the home half of the second, with Carson-Newman and Wingate scoreless. Normal depth for Carson-Newman's infield. The 3-2, swinging a foul back again by Grapuso. UVA-wise did a really good job earlier today. Made Carson-Newman's Colton Kaysen and the relievers work. 4 outs as the game went on. Wingate's doing it early and often here. Will it pay off and maybe the game's first run? 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, corners occupied. A third 3-2 on the way. It's a slider that stays high and in, and it's ball 4. Bases are loaded, and here comes Jalen Evans. The conference's reigning player of the week, second walk of the inning. That's a well-earned walk. Yesterday, some of the walks by Carson-Newman were 4-pitch walks, 5-pitch walks. That's a good at-bat from Graposa. You just tip your cap there. Underwood makes 9 pitches in that at-bat and loses the battle. And now pitches to Jalen Evans, the leadoff batter here in the second with 2 outs. The set and the pitch home. High and inside with a fastball. Throw down to third. Hits the runner. Gibson slides in foul ground to go get it, and the runners stay put. Ball 1. Will Farrell was hit in the back with that ball, and it ricocheted in foul ground beyond the coach's box. And he took off for home and elected to stay put. He took a nice little lead and started to go home, but then his coach waved him down, and Farrell stays put at third. 1-0 on the way. Fastball, the high, strike 1. Evans shakes his head immediately and says that was too low. He looks at the umpire as well. Had a word to say as well as he stands back in and waits for a 1-1. Evans, .350 batting average, highest on the team. Batting with the bases loaded in the second with 2 outs. 1-1. Breaking ball, strike 2. Jackson Underwood ahead against Jalen Evans here in the home half of the second inning. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs, bases are loaded. The set and the pitch. Breaking ball hit high out towards center field. Trey Miller goes back on it initially, comes in now and is under it to make the catch, and the inning is over. Great work by Jackson Underwood. He works around an inning in which he walks 2 Wingate batters, but a second scoreless inning for the junior. No runs and a hit, no errors, and the bases are left loaded by the Dogs in the second. We head to the third in this scoreless elimination game from Hickory, North Carolina. Eagles back to work offensively, 8-9-1 due up when we come back after this on the Eagles Sports Network.
We select our insurance companies the same way you do, very carefully. When you work with us, you can count on receiving fast, courteous, and professional service and quality protection through Auto Owners Insurance. For a no-problem approach for your life, home, car, and business insurance needs, ask us about the No Problem Company, Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency at 423-586-4320 or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown, serving the Lakeway area's insurance needs since 1931.
We love to cheer for our home teams, like the Eagles. It means more when we're rooting for the people we know. Did you know Tri-Lite is your home team internet provider? We're right here in Jefferson City, serving the people we know with our ultra-fast, ultra-reliable fiber broadband network. And we'd love to serve you. Learn more at trilite.net or by calling 833-847-0824. Go Eagles!
Cal Real back to work. Him and Jackson Underwood have traded scoreless innings. Real's coming off a 1-2-3 second inning, a much more stress-free inning than what Underwood had to pitch through. Real will face 8-9-1 of Carson-Newman's batting order. Trey Miller, Frankie Delgado, and Ryan Jenkins. Carson-Newman's 3 batters set to come to the plate in the third. Rain showers were coming down to start that bottom of the second inning. They've now gone away as Miller swings and floats the first pitch he sees out toward left center field for a base hit. It 2 hops into the left fielders. Miller's got himself his 5th hit of the weekend. And a 3-game hitting streak now as Trey singles to start the third. Good start to the third inning. Carson-Newman has its second hit, second time in 3 innings that Carson-Newman gets the leadoff guy on base. And now with nobody out, in steps the 9-hitter Frankie Delgado for Carson-Newman. Third baseman Graposo will play in a little bit, expecting bunt. Delgado shows bunt, pulls it back on a slider, and takes called strike 1. Frankie drove in 2 runs, a 2-run single in the 6th inning earlier today. It was Carson-Newman's 6th and 7th runs of the win against Wise. 0-1 pause. Delgado will swing away. He'll take, though. It's a pitch outside for ball 1. Did not show bunt that time as he steps out, and Tom Griffin from third base will give him a fresh set of signs for him and Miller at first to look at. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count. Rio pauses, looks twice to Miller, now pitches to Delgado, who shows bunt again, but pulls it back because the fastball is outside for ball 2. Two balls, 1 strike. Miller at first after a leadoff single. Two-one. Delgado bunts it off the end of the bat, foul. Off the bricks behind home, and it's strike 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. The top of the order is on deck in Ryan Jenkins. The lefty Real against the lefty Delgado here in the third. 2-2. Swing and a line drive back up the middle, base hit. A slider hit well by Delgado, right back up the middle into center field. And the Eagles have compiled back-to-back singles to start the third. Good 2-strike hitting there from Frankie after showing bunt twice. And then the first time he swings away, he lines it to center field for his 3rd hit of the weekend. And now it brings Ryan Jenkins to the plate with 2 on and nobody out. Another situation where Carson-Newman could bunt here. But Ryan Jenkins is 5 for 10 this weekend. He has 4 hits today alone. 2 on, nobody out. Jenkins will show bunt, bunts it foul back behind home. And it's strike 1. Wingate starting to get a arm loose in the bullpen. It's a right-handed pitcher beginning to stretch out there and start throwing pretty consistently. Chad Harvey. No balls and a strike, the count. Rio looks at second. Back toward home, now sets and pitches. Jenkins bunts it third base side. It's halfway up the line and it bounces foul. And it's strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. 2 attempts at a bunt for Jenkins, 2 foul balls. Rapuso was charging in, could not catch that out of the air, and so second life for Jenkins. And no balls and 2 strikes. Scoreless is Carson-Newman and Wingate, top of inning number 3. Eagles threatening, though. The pause for Rio, and he pitches to Jenkins. Swing and a drive, back up the middle, base hit into center field. Miller rounding third, he's sprinting home. The throw is not in time. RBI single for Ryan Jenkins with 2 strikes, and it's 1-0. Corville was positioned pretty well near the second base bag, and I think he thought Evans was going to get it, and neither could. RBI single, and now time called, and the Bulldogs have seen Carson-Newman collect 3 consecutive singles to begin the third, and they're going to chat things over. RBI single for Jenkins, his second run batted in of the day. And so, with 2 on and nobody out, the Eagles potentially could be running Cal Rio out of this game after he threw a 1-2-3 second. The offense is come back to life, and we'll mention it. We mentioned it earlier today, and we mention it basically every time Carson-Newman jumps out in front early, but this team has played very well when it scores early against opponents this season. Peyton Gibson now bats with 2 on and nobody out. Carson-Newman this year, 25-3 when it scores first. 25 of the 36 wins come when the program this season is able to score first. Gibson shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes a slider on the inner half for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Tom Griffin gives a fresh set of signs to Gibson, who steps out. The runners look over, and now Gibson will stand back in. Corners playing inside the bags. Middle infield plays back. Gibson shows bunt, can't get it down, and it's strike 1. RBI single from Jenkins. He's at first. Delgado's at second base. Miller scores on the base hit. It's Jenkins's 33rd of the RBI of the year as well. 1-1. Gibson tries to bunt it, can't do so. It goes behind home for a foul ball, strike 2. Pardon me, that's 39 RBI, I should say, for Ryan Jenkins on the year. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Gibson is batting for Carson-Newman. First and second base are occupied with nobody out. Once again, it's the bottom part of the order, back to the top, that has engineered some offense for CN. 1-2 to Gibson. Low and inside, nearly hit him. As he backs up out of the way and takes ball 2. Gibson batting in the 2-hole for the second straight game. Third time this year he bats in the 2 slot. Even count, pair of balls, pair of strikes. The pitch, Gibson checks his swing, holds back, and takes for ball 3. Close pitch, no appeal at first base either. Gibson definitely held back. And the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. With nobody out in the third, 2 on. The pitch from Real. Swing and a drive out toward right field. Gibson gives it a drive. Ishmael going back to the wall. Gets there and makes the catch. Delgado will tag from second. And it's going to be first and third with 1 out for Carson-Newman and Logan Floyd coming to the plate. Boy, Gibson got a hold of that one. He homered for the first time in his career last year against Lenore Ryan at this field. And it was toward right field over the scoreboard in right field. That one just comes up short at the warning track. 1 away, and here's Logan Floyd. Productive out, though, because it gets Frankie Delgado to third. Jenkins stays put at first. 1 away as Real pauses and pitches to Floyd. A ground ball through the left side off the third baseman. Corville collects, throw to first in time to get Floyd, but it's an RBI ground out. I thought that got through initially, but good job by Graposo to keep it in the infield to allow Corville to make the play. 6-3 put out, an RBI ground out for Logan Floyd makes it 2-0. Now with 2 outs, here comes Cole Nathan with Jenkins at second base. Ball barely clipped the glove of Graposo at third base. He made a diving effort, and it just barely nicked the bottom part of his glove as he made the diving effort, and it did enough to redirect to Corville to stay in the infield. First one on the way to Cole Nathan is a breaking ball for strike 1. Be a big win here for Wingate if it can get out of this inning with just 2 runs to score. After Carson-Newman had a first and second scenario with nobody out and a 1-0 lead. 2 outs, runner at second, 0-1 to Nathan. He waits on it and takes for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Nathan was in a similar spot earlier in this game, had a runner at third with 2 outs and flew out to right. That was a runner at second with 2 outs here in inning number 3. The pitch from Real. Called strike 3. Nathan rung up on strikes, inning over, but Carson-Newman is able to collect 2 runs on 3 hits with no errors, and they leave 1 on base in inning number 3. Eagles by 2. 2.5 innings into this elimination game. Eagles lead at 2-0 as Jackson Underwood goes back to the mound and will pitch with a 2-run lead when we come back on the Eagles Sports Network.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long, from the morning with their $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
How do you know you're in a community, not just a town? Well, strangers smile as they walk by. They refill your coffee without you asking. And when you ask directions, people offer to walk you there. Communities give more. The way you know when you walk into First Bank that you are in a real community bank. Great products, direct access to your local bankers, and relationships that can last a lifetime. Don't just have an account. Have a community with First Bank. Member FDIC.
RBIs by Ryan Jenkins and Logan Floyd give CN the lead as we head to the home half of the third, and Jake Corville is set to lead things off. Jackson Underwood gets into his windup to start the bottom of the third. First pitch in, a breaking ball off the plate, a little inside to Corville for ball one. Next one home, ground ball foul. He was out in front of the slider as he bangs it off the netting in front of the third base dugout. Strike one on Jake Corville. The two-hitter has hit safely in 10 straight and has 5 straight two-hit games. 1 ball, 1 strike count as Underwood takes a long look into Frankie Delgado, gets into his windup, and the pitch home. Inside fastball and low for ball number 2. Underwood hasn't had his best stuff, but he has had his best when it matters for Carson-Newman. He's only hit the strike zone 50% of the time and has 3 walks, but has thrown 2 scoreless innings and fires in a strike. Number 2 to Corville. 2 balls, 2 strikes to start the third. His command isn't there at the moment, but he's battling through. 2-2 on the way to the shortstop, Corville, and he crushes it out toward right center field, toward the gap. Williams and Miller after it. This ball bounces. It gets over Miller's head. Williams tracks it down, or rather Miller tracks it down and throws it back into the infield. It's a leadoff double for Jake Corville on a 2-strike pitch. To start things for Wingate, first time the Bulldogs will have the leadoff batter on base. Leadoff double, and now Brayan Ishmael. Underwood allows his second hit. First extra base hit, and now pitches to Ishmael with a runner in scoring position. First one to Ishmael. Fastball knee high for strike one. Brayan Ishmael hit .280 for the regular season. The senior from Charlotte is the top producer in runs this year with 39 RBI and 5 home runs. 0-1, swing and a miss. He was out of his shoes on the fastball home by Underwood, and it's strike 2. Ishmael's 48 hits, second most on the club. He slugs .413 for the year and gets on base just 37% of the time. One of the lower marks for this Wingate team this year. 0-2 on the way. Swing and a ground ball and a chopper back up the middle. Nathan behind the bag fields it. Low throw. Floyd can't scoop it out of the turf. And Ishmael will reach it first. That was a very difficult play. Behind the second base bag. Nathan's throw pulled Floyd wide of first. And it'll be labeled a throwing error on Cole Nathan. Oh, that's a tough play. They're going to charge Nathan with a throwing error. And it puts runners on the corners with nobody out. Here's Jordan Dixon. I've disagreed with a couple scoring inputs this weekend. I'll add that one to it. First and third for Jordan Dixon, the freshman first baseman. Underwood sets, and his 52nd pitch of the ball game is high and outside for ball one. Carson-Newman's got depth in its pen. Guys that have thrown, that have not pitched, and have been regulars in Carson-Newman's bullpen throughout the year. Xavier Hart, Brock Culpepper, Christian Henderson, just to name a couple. Mark Salico threw to one batter yesterday. Branson Angel threw to one batter earlier today. Eagles have plenty of options to go to get a win here tonight. 1-0 to Dixon. He flies it foul back behind home for strike one. Certainly as well, you have to think about tomorrow and what it would take and who would be available for that as well. So you don't want to burn through everyone. And you want to get as much out of you as you can out of Jackson Underwood, but you also want to pitch and try to hold on to this 2-run lead. 1-1 set for the junior pitcher. Breaking ball fouled back by Dixon for strike 2. Big opportunity here for the Bulldogs to try to respond after Carson-Newman's 2 runs in the top half of this third inning. See how Underwood fares against the left-handed hitting Dixon here in the third. He lined out to short in his first at-bat. He chokes up 3/4 of the way on the bat. And pick goes to first. When I say 3/4, I mean 3/4 of the way up for where you can hold on to the stick. 3/4 of the way up the bat itself. But he chokes up There's probably a whole 2 hands between him and the bottom part of the barrel. Waiting for a 1-2. Here it is. Fastball high and away for ball 2. Bulldogs have had some great at-bats throughout the day. This one is going to go up there as one as well. Dixon standing at the dish with the corners occupied and nobody out in the third. 2-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. Throw to first. Ishmael back safely. Dixon strikes out with the corners occupied, and there's one away now in the third. That is a massive strikeout. And here comes Cam Harris for Wingate. And I say massive because obviously it's important that you don't allow Wingate to put the ball in play there, but it now sets up an inning-ending double play potentially. Corners occupied. There's now 1 out. Eagles still by 2. Underwood will pick to first. Carson-Newman's success all season has been predicated on this team's ability to pitch at a high level. Colton Kaysen did it earlier today and has done it all year. He is responsible for 1/3 of Carson-Newman's wins this year and has helped engineer a staff that has had a sub-4 ERA for most of the year. They entered the postseason with that ERA just above 4 at 4.02. And Jackson Underwood is trying to continue to pitch well for the Eagles here in this elimination game. Pitch out, throw to first. Ishmael is back safely. Eagles been close twice now. Throwing back to first. Ball 1 on the pitch out. Underwood this year a sub-4 ERA, a 3.59 ERA entering his postseason start. It's been one of many Eagles arms that have been elite this year. Runner takes off, swing, and a fly ball to left field. Foul ground. Braxton Smith is after it, and it lands in the bullpen for a long foul ball and strike 1. One count. Tom Griffin yells out, Padre. Signaling to his defense potentially how to defend this first and third situation if the runner goes. 1-1 set. Underwood pitches. Breaking ball lifted out toward left center field. Would score a run if it's caught. Braxton Smith into the gap will make the catch. It'll be a sacrifice fly. Throw goes to second base. 2-1 game. Job done by Cam Harris on the drive to left center field. 2 away. And here's Will Farrell. I think if you're Carson-Newman and Jackson Underwood, if you're able to get this next out, you will take giving up 1 run in a first and third nobody out scenario. See if that's the case. Pick will go to first base. Back safely is Ishmael. Remember, he's got the 3rd most stolen bases on the team. He has only been caught once. 15 of 16 for the year. He's at first with 2 outs. Will Farrell singled against Underwood back in the 2nd inning. He bats with 2 outs here in the 3rd. Underwood pauses. Long pause, and he picks to first again. 2-1 game in the 3rd. 2 outs. Tom Griffin yells Padre again. Maybe it was not a first and third signal. First one to Farrell, swing and a miss. Big hack by the center fielder. He comes up empty for strike 1. There's 2 different scoreboards here at Durham Field. One of them has a 2-1 score. The other has a 2-0 score. It is 2-1 Eagles here in the 3rd inning. Next one home. Swinging a foul back by Farrell. It's now a 2-strike count. The scoreboards do not talk to each other, and so just because one is changed, the other is not. You have to manually operate both. At least based on what I saw up there in Lenore Ryan's press box that is positioned on top of the third base dugout. And so it's been off all day, and they've not spoken the same language. Breaking ball stays high from Underwood, 1-2. That's really the only thing wrong with it is just the run scoring for Wingate in this third inning. Everything else for right now is correct, but it's not been the most perfect, up-to-date scoreboard you will see around the league. 1-2 pause for Underwood. Here it is, and the pitch to Farrell is lined to right field, and one hops into Williams' mitt for a base hit. Strong throw from Williams, cut off by Jenkins at short. And back-to-back runners now here are on base with 2 outs, first and second on Will Farrell's second hit in as many at-bats and in as many innings. Ishmael to second, and here's David Sessoms. Bulldogs have fared well against Underwood. They have made him throw 63 pitches so far. First pitch to Sessoms. Fastball low and outside for ball 1. Pause for Underwood. The 1-0 to Sessoms. Low and inside. Ball 2. Wingate left the bases loaded in inning number 2. They've stranded at least one runner in the last 2 frames, hoping to not do that here in the third. They've got 2 on with 2 out, trailing by 1. Pick goes to second. Ishmael back safely. Underwood's 2-0. Line drive right field. Base hit. One hops into Williams' mitt. Ishmael gets the stop sign. Runners are potentially, it gets away from Delgado behind home, but Underwood backs it up. Boy, oh boy, Ishmael got a late stop sign at third, and Farrell at second base was halfway to third. And if Delgado, I think, fields that cleanly, he may have a back pick at second, but he didn't field the ball and the throw from Williams in right cleanly. It took a weird skip off this relatively wet turf. And so now back-to-back 2-out singles by Farrell and Sessoms have loaded the bases for the Dogs here in the third. Ishmael the third, and Wingate elects to be safe on the bases. They'll bring Joe Scheffler to the plate. Tom Griffin with the hands over the head. Or hands on his head, I should say, is talking to his team out on the mound with the bases loaded in 2 outs in a 2-1 game here in inning number 3. Underwood and Delgado doing most of the talking with Coach Griffin. And they're going to leave Jackson Underwood in. Second visit he has had in as many innings. Can he strand the bases loaded for the second straight inning? Wingate has been a hit or 2 away from grabbing control and maybe getting a lead here. A base hit probably gives the Bulldogs the lead with good speed and Farrell at second base. A gap shot could score all 3 runs. Scheffler with the bases loaded. Hit a grand slam yesterday with 2 outs. First pitch, swinging a foul ball. He checked his swing, a half-hearted effort, and he fouls it back behind home. 0-1. Scheffler hit in this spot, but in the first inning of yesterday's game, a 2-out grand slam on the first pitch he saw from Andrew Bench. For the second straight day against Carson-Newman, he bats with the bases loaded and 2 outs. What does he do here? The 0-1 from Underwood. Fastball high for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Underwood has thrown 68 pitches to get 8 outs. 1-1 pause, and the righty fires a breaking ball hit on 1 hop. Jenkins diving stop, throws to second. Force out not there. Nathan can't make the catch. This is going to score 2 runs, and Wingate has a 3-2 lead. An infield hit for Joe Scheffler scores 2 runs. They tried to get the force at second. Nathan dropped the ball, and it ricocheted away, and heads up base running by Will Farrell allows him to score, and the Bulldogs lead 3-2. Good base running by Farrell. Recognized the situation. Ishmael and Farrell score on a single to short. They'll charge Carson-Newman. Not an error, actually. Scoreboard changed it to an error, but it's just Farrell advancing home on the throw to second. Those 2 runs score are unearned runs because of an error earlier this inning, and now Underwood throws high and inside, or low and inside, to the 9-hitter Graposo for ball 1, the 8th batter of the inning to the plate for the Bulldogs. First and second, 2 outs. 3-2 Wingate leads now. Underwood pauses at the belt, looks at second and fires. Fastball in there to Graposo for strike 1. Carson-Newman scored twice in the third, and Wingate has responded with 3 in the third. 1-1 pause. Underwood checks second, now goes home with it, and a fly ball goes out toward left field. Braxton Smith is going back near the wall and just has enough room to make the catch, hitting over. 8 batters come to the plate for Wingate, and they score twice, or check that 3 times on 4 base hits, 3 singles and a double. Score 3 runs on 4 hits with 1 error, and 2 men are left by the Bulldogs. Wingate answers Carson-Newman's 2 runs in the third with 3 of their own, and we're a third of the way through this elimination game. It's Carson-Newman 2, Wingate 3. This is the Eagles Sports Network.
We select our insurance companies the same way you do, very carefully. When you work with us, you can count on receiving fast, courteous, and professional service and quality protection through auto owner's insurance. For a no-problem approach for your life, home, car, and business insurance needs, ask us about the No Problem Company, Auto Owner's Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency at 423-586-4320 or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown, serving the Lakeway area's insurance needs since 1931.
We love to cheer for our home teams, like the Eagles. It means more when we're rooting for the people we know. Did you know Tri-Lite is your home team internet provider? We're right here in Jefferson City, serving the people we know with our ultra-fast, ultra-reliable fiber broadband network. And we'd love to serve you. Learn more at trilite.net or by calling 833-847-0824. Go Eagles!
3-2 game. Wingate has the lead as Cal Reel goes back to the mound. He ran into trouble in the third, but escaped it, only allowing 2 runs. And now he pitches the 4th with a 1-run lead after a 3-run third for Wingate. Andrew Rogers, glad you're with us here from Hickory, North Carolina. 5, 6, and 7 will lead off this 4th inning for Carson-Newman in a 3-2 game. Cal Reel, the left-handed pitcher, has only gone 4 innings one other time this year. He sets in, drops in a slider to Williams for strike 1. Good offering that time, and Reel is able to get ahead on Williams. Next one home is low and outside. Ball number 1. Williams struck out in the second against Cal Reel. This is the same part of the order that started the second inning and went down in order. 1-1 from the lefty. Williams thought about the breaking ball, elected to hold back, and he takes called strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes on Williams. The pitch. Foul tip into the mitt for strike 3. Williams down swinging on strikes. Twice against the lefty he struggled against. And now the 2-out batter, or rather 1-out batter, will be a pinch hitter. The Eagles are going to bring in Ryan Bolton. Ryan Bolton's going to pinch hit for Carson-Newman here. Get an opportunity. So Seth Benner, hitting in the DH spot here in this game, elects, or will get pinch hit for in the 4th, and the Eagles will give Ryan Bolton a bat. And an opportunity here in this elimination game. See if he can kickstart something in this fourth inning, with Carson-Newman trailing by 1 run, having lost 7 of the last 8 postseason meetings against Wingate. Bulldogs are trying to end Carson-Newman's season for the 2nd straight year. Potentially. First pitch to the pinch hitter Bolton is a called strike at the knees. I say potentially because Carson-Newman is regionally ranked, and there is the chance to be an NCAA tournament team. So I will rephrase and say that it would end Carson-Newman's South Atlantic Conference tournament run. Bolton thought about it, instead holds back and takes on the inside corner for ball 1. Ball 1 strike count, 1 away, top of the 4th. Cal Real sets at the belt and pitches to Bolton, a fastball knee high for strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes on the pinch hitter Bolton. In the regular season, Bolton hit .305. Looking for his first hit of the weekend, 1-2. Swing and a ball hit off the end of his bat, foul to stay alive. Redshirt sophomore from Knoxville will try to battle here with 1 out in this inning. Eagles trailing by a run. Wingate responds with 3 in the 3rd after Carson-Newman scored twice in the top half. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Calariel sets and pitches to Bolton, who taps it off his left foot, foul. Good battle here with 2 strikes. See what Bolton can do against Cal Real, who has worked his pitch count into the low 50s. Bulldogs have the bullpen going in the 3rd with Chad Harvey, their top reliever, but he is sat down for now. 1-2 set for the lefty to Bolton, and Bolton slaps another one into the screen. Good battle here with Bolton pinch hitting for Carson-Newman. One ball, 2 strikes to count with 1 away in the 4th. Bolton has fouled off 3 straight. And a 1-2 again. Swing and a line drive. Base hit through the right side. It sneaks by the outstretched arms of Jalen Evans into right field, and Ryan Bolton comes through with a pinch hit single to right field. Makes Tom Griffin's decision to pinch hit Bolton there look like a really, really smart one, and now Braxton Smith to the plate with 1 away. Good pinch hit effort there from Ryan Bolton off the bench. Works a good AB and drives one the other way to give the Eagles a base runner. And now Braxton Smith takes breaking ball knee high for strike 1. Braxton coming off his first career 3-hit game. It's Ryan Bolton, by the way, 6th pinch hit effort of the year. 6th pinch hit of the year. Braxton Smith bunts it up the first baseline. This ball's rolling. Is it going to stay fair? It will. A beautifully placed bunt by Braxton Smith. Wingate's Scheffler, the catcher, and the pitcher Rio elected to let it roll up the first base line, and it just barely stays on the line. Fair ball, and it's now 1st and 2nd with 1 out. Infield hit for Braxton Smith. Carson-Newman's 6th and his 4th of the day. 1st and 2nd, 1 out for Trey Miller. What can Trey Miller do for Carson-Newman? To rephrase that previous point before the bunt, Bolton now leads the team with 6 pinch hit base hits. Fastball high and away for ball 1. Chad Harvey, I believe, is continuing to throw now. He's back and warming up again, and I believe that is 37 out there in the Wingate pen, starting to throw as Joe Scheffler will sprint out to the mound and chat with Real with 1 out in the inning. Chad Harvey is Wingate's closer this season. He has 6 saves, but it's a guy that can give them multiple innings. He has thrown as many as 5 scoreless innings this year and has thrown multiple innings in all but 3 outings. So he's a closer, but he is a multi-inning closer. He's not your typical 1 or 2 inning guy. He can be as many as 5, and that's maybe what Jeff Gregory could need in this one. 1-0 set for Real, and the pitch to Miller. He shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes ball 2. Trey Singleton scored last half inning. An RBI single by Ryan Jenkins drove Miller in. Miller started the third inning effort with a leadoff single. Trey's got 5 hits this weekend, 5 for 8 at the plate. 2-0 set the pitch. Miller shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes an elevated fastball for ball 3. Now the pressure moves to Wingate's arm, Cal Real, here in this 4th inning. Underwood dealt with a load of pressure in the 3rd, and now Real faces it here in the 4th. 3 balls, no strikes. Miller shows bunt, will pull it back and take the automatic strike, really. 3-1. Miller was taking all the way, even though he shows bunt. He was never going to bunt that baseball. He was going to make Real throw a strike. Now we'll see maybe if Miller still bunts or whether he swings away. 3-1. Runners move. The pitch is ball 4. They would have stolen 2nd and 3rd regardless. But Miller takes on the outside corner for ball 4, and the bases are loaded for Frankie Delgado. Bolton and Smith were moving on the pitch. And we're both probably going to be safe because Scheffler tried to frame that pitch on the outside corner and wasn't worried about the runners. And missing the zone was Cal Real, and now Jeff Gregory makes his way to the mound. He'll have his first chat with Cal Real. Gives him a slap on the arm, and the signal to the pen has been made. Wingate's bringing in their top reliever in a big situation in the 4th. Bases loaded, 1 out, 3-2 game. Frankie Delgado will face Chad Harvey here in the 4th. More on Harvey when we come back to Durham Field in Hickory, North Carolina. This is the Eagles Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Insurance, it's about people, not things. It's about security. It's about confidence. It's about relationships. It's about trust. It's about you. As a local independent agent, Bible Insurance Agency can design an insurance program that's just right for you and your family. Give the people you love safe, sound, secure protection from Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency, 423-586-4320, or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown.
In comes Chad Harvey for Wingate here on this cool Saturday night in Hickory, North Carolina. Wingate's top reliever this season is toeing the mound and warming up for his first appearance of this South Atlantic Conference baseball tournament. The right-handed pitcher has made 16 appearances in the regular season, 3 wins and a loss for the redshirt sophomore from Mooresville, North Carolina. He is on the mound warming up for appearance 17. He was good as a freshman last year in 20 games through 31 in 2/3 innings out of the bullpen, 4.2 ERA. And inherits a situation where Carson-Newman has the bases loaded and 1 out. Frankie Delgado, the 9-hitter, is batting for Carson-Newman here in the frame. Chad Harvey did not face Carson-Newman last season in his 20 appearances. He did not pitch in that weekend series, was not needed, and so his first opportunity to pitch in his career against Carson-Newman is in a big situation here at the conference tournament. Bases loaded, 1 out, in a 1-run game in the 4th. First pitch to Delgado. It hits him on the foot. Tie game. 3-all. A hit by pitch on the first pitch of Chad Harvey's relief effort scores Ryan Bolton, who started this thing with a 1-out single. And now the top of the order, and Ryan Jenkins. Boy, oh boy, Carson-Newman gifted one there by Harvey. Tie game at 3, bases loaded, 1 out. First one to Jenkins. Fastball knee high for a strike. Good response there by Harvey after the hit batter on his first pitch out of the pen. He drops in a fastball to Ryan Jenkins for strike 1. Jenkins is 2 for 2, and he is 6 for 11 this weekend. 0-1 from Harvey. Breaking ball into the turf. Nice back pick by Scheffler, and does not let it get to the backstop. It's ball 1. And the scoreboard places strike 2. I don't know how you see that as strike 2 anyway, if you're paying attention and keeping track of the scoreboard. Scoreboard's got 0-2. It's a 1-1 count on Jenkins. The pitch is a low fastball, 2-1. Scoreboard will put up ball 1. Incorrect scoreboards. Big pet peeve of mine, especially in a game that matters in these postseason games. You don't want to throw the hitters or even the pitchers off. 2 balls, 1 strike to Jenkins. The pitch. Ryan skies into the night sky in the infield. Infield fly rules in effect. Jalen Evans makes the catch, and there's 2 outs. Jenkins aggressive on the 2-1 offering, and he pops out for the second out of the inning. Gibson stands in for Carson-Newman, and he takes outside for ball 1. One ball, no strikes on Aiden Gibson, looking for his first hit of the weekend. Ball gets away from the catcher. Sprinting home and scoring is Braxton Smith. It's 4-3 Carson-Newman. Harvey's fastball went underneath Joe Scheffler, and the Eagles take the lead on a wild pitch to score Braxton Smith from third. 4-3. Miller to third and Delgado to second. Now a base hit could score 2 and extend Carson-Newman's lead. Eagles back in front. Heart of the order waiting after Gibson for a chance. 2-0 to Gibson. Fastball too high, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes with 2 outs. Harvey sets. Gibson probably taking all the way. Here's the first one, or the 3-0, and it's the first strike that Gibson sees. 4-3 game in the 4th. We have had runs in the last 3 half innings. Harvey comes set at the belt. 2 in scoring position for Gibson, and he takes a breaking ball away for ball 4. And Carson-Newman's all-sack first-teamer Logan Floyd will come to bat with the bases loaded and 2 outs here in this 4th inning. Boy, oh boy, with the way Wingate's offense has been able to get runners on base, be a grand opportunity for the sophomore Floyd to give the Eagles a cushion offensively and a comfortable lead. First one is high and inside for ball 1. Harvey has not had his best stuff. He's hit a batter. He got Jenkins to pop up and has walked Gibson. So far in the 3 batters he has faced for the year, he has 50 strikeouts and just 16 walks in near 40 innings of work. 1-0 to Floyd. Fastball taken. Floyd looked like he was taking all the way, and it's strike 1. Harvey has walked at least one guy in 8 of his 16 outings in the regular season, half of his outings. He has already done that in this one. 1-1. High fastball, ball 2. Floyd batting with the bases loaded for Carson-Newman and 2 outs. Floyd has 24 hits this year with 2 outs, and he is 6 for 10 with the bases loaded. 2-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Nobody on this Carson-Newman team has more hits with the bases loaded this year than the all-sack first-team first baseman Logan Floyd. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch to Floyd. Line drive. Kept in play by Corville at short. He throws to second. Gibson safe there. It's 5-3. Floyd ripped one that I thought was going to get through the left side, but Corville made a heck of a play to dive and keep it in the infield, but his throw was late to second base, and Carson-Newman extends the lead. It's 5-3. Logan Floyd extends his hitting streak to 23 straight games with an infield single. Miller scores, and now Delgado to third. Gibson to second, and Cole Nathan bats and takes strike 1. Great chance for Cole Nathan to come up with his first hit of the weekend. Cole this year is 2 for 9 with the bases loaded. 0-1 on the way. Swing and a miss. He was out in front of the breaking ball, and it's strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs. Carson-Newman still has the bases loaded. The Eagles have batted around in the 4th. 0-2 set for Harvey. Pitches to Nathan, and Nathan throws his hands, flares it in foul ground, and Dixon dives and can't come up with it. Good diving effort, but it is all for nothing because it lands in foul ground, and with 2 strikes on Cole Nathan, he will stand back in and wait for another 0-2. The Eagles back in front, 5-3. Harvey sets at the belt, and the 0-2 again. High fastball, ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes. Delgado at third, Gibson at second, Floyd at first. 2 outs in the 4th, and a 5-3 game. The 1-2 to Nathan, called strike 3, inning over. But Carson-Newman is able to match Wingate's 3 runs in the home half of the 3rd, and the Eagles get those 3 back in the 4th. 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and the bases are left loaded by Carson-Newman in the 4th. 5-3 Eagles. We head to the home half of the 4th. Eagles will have a new pitcher on the mound when we come back on the Eagles Sports Network.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long, from the morning with her $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Looking to make your home more comfortable and affordable? Maybe with a new electric heat pump or new attic insulation? And don't forget new doors and windows. AEC is here to help. We have a quality contractor network, easy financing, and incentives for home upgrades. Plus, AEC carefully inspects every job to ensure the highest quality satisfaction. Visit our website at aeccoop.org for applications, contractor lists, and more details. AEC, power what matters most.
Five-3 Carson-Newman as we get ready to start the bottom of the 4th, and the Eagles are turning to Xavier Hart for the first time here at the South Atlantic Conference Baseball Tournament. Xavier Hart on the mound to replace Jackson Underwood, who goes 3 innings for Carson-Newman. He scatters 5 hits, he gives up 3 runs. Only one of them is an earned run. 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, and taking over is Xavier Hart, and he is finished his warm-up pitches as he toes the mound for the 16th time this year. 26 1/3 innings for the right-hander. 4 career wins. They're all this year. He's 4-0 with a 7.1 ERA, 22 strikeouts for the senior from Sellersburg, Indiana. He is going to face the top of the batting order for Wingate, who sent 8 to the plate in the 3rd against Jackson Underwood, and they scored 3 times. 5-3 game, home half of the 4th. underway as Evans swings and crushes one out to center field. Trey Miller has a beat on it. He moves to his left and makes the catch. One pitch, one out to begin the fourth inning for Xavier Hart. Hart has given Carson-Newman some good innings this year. The ERA is 7.1, but don't let that fool you for what kind of season this guy has had. He has multiple efforts this year in which he has tossed scoreless baseball over multiple innings of work. His best effort was his first career win on March 21st at Anderson. 4 innings of one-run ball. Fastball high to Corville for ball one. In that effort, he had a career-high 5 strikeouts. Really, in all 4 wins, he has been well deserving of that effort. Half of those have been scoreless efforts as well. And the 4 wins he's collected, this would be another win opportunity if he can give the Eagles some length. Here out of the pen, ball 2 on the way to Corville, who has an 11-game hitting streak now after a double last half inning. 2-0. Waist-high pitch from Hart for strike 1. Still have not been able to track down a Coker Newberry score. I don't know if live stats aren't just not functioning or if they're just not playing baseball in Salisbury here this evening. They're supposed to have 2 elimination games there tonight, as we have had here. Check swing by Corville. He held back on the breaking ball. It's a 3-1 count on Wingate's number 2 hitter in the order. 3-1 on the way. Good fastball by Hart. Corville is about to take his shin guard off. And we'll ask the umpire where it was in the strike zone, and now step back in. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Hart against Corville with 1 out in the 4th. The pitch home. Ball 4. Good at bat from Corville. He watches that one and draws a 1-out walk. It's the 43rd time this year Jake Corville has been walked. This is his 52nd game of the year. Nearly 1 per game. Pace, or close, relatively close pace at 1 per game. He's aboard at first with 1 out for Breon Ishmael. First one to the left-handed hitting right fielder is a called strike. Carson-Newman leads Wingate 5-3. Glad you're with us here from Hickory, North Carolina. It's been a long day, and we've still got a long way to go on this Saturday night. 0-1. Breaking ball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. We started this game at 7:15. We are 90 minutes into this elimination game. And Carson-Newman leads 5-3 in the 4th. 2 teams trying to stay alive and play more baseball tomorrow. 1-1 pause, and the pitch. Swing and a drive down the right field line. This ball is hooking, and it goes foul. Would have been a home run if Ishmael is able to straighten that one out. And it's strike 2. Take a look around the region and talk about some scores when they become available to us. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Columbus State a winner today to stay alive in the Peach Belt. 1-2 to Ishmael. Swing and a miss. Nice slider by Hart. And he gets the swing and the miss by Ishmael. 2 away now. First punch out for Hart. And the 2-out batter is Jordan Dixon. Columbus State beat Augusta in a winner's bracket game, I should say. Winner's bracket game there between those 2 teams. Augusta beat North Georgia yesterday. Pitch outside for a ball. Columbus State advances on, and North Georgia is set to play Georgia Southwestern later tonight in the Peach Belt. North Georgia ranked nationally and regionally. 1-0 drive and foul by Nixon down the left, or Dixon rather, down the left field line. One ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 2 out in the 4th. 2-run Carson-Newman advantage. Hart pauses at the belt. Lifts and fires. Breaking ball hit out toward right center field. Dixon gives it a ride. Williams and Miller are after it, and it hits off the base of the wall. Miller has trouble with it in right center field. One run will score. Dixon stays. No, he will keep going. The third throw goes there, and Dixon's gunned down. Excellent relay. Miller to Nathan to Gibson. But an RBI double from Jordan Dixon makes it a one-run game. Good rip there by Dixon into the gap, but he tried to leg it out for a triple. He had stopped initially before he got to the second base bag, and the coaches were telling him to stop, but then he elected to keep going, and he was gunned down with ease by the relay of Miller, Nathan, and Gibson. One run scores on Dixon's double, no errors, and nobody's left. We've played 4 innings. We've had runs in each of the last 4 half innings. Who's going to put up a 0 here at Durham Field here as we head to the 5th inning? 5-4 Eagles on the Eagles Sports Network.
We love to cheer for our home teams, like the Eagles. It means more when we're rooting for the people we know. Did you know Tri-Lite is your home team internet provider? We're right here in Jefferson City, serving the people we know with our ultra-fast, ultra-reliable fiber broadband network. And we'd love to serve you. Learn more at trilite.net or by calling 833-847-0824. Go Eagles!
How do you know you're in a community, not just a town? Well, strangers smile as they walk by. They refill your coffee without you asking. And when you ask directions, people offer to walk you there. Communities give more. The way you know when you walk into First Bank that you are in a real community bank. Great products, direct access to your local bankers, and relationships that can last a lifetime. Don't just have an account. Have a community with First Bank. Member FDIC.
We get ready to start the top of the 5th inning. Chad Harvey back to work for Wingate. It's a 5-4 game here on the Eagles Sports Network. Glad you're with us. Chad Harvey got the final 2 outs of the 4th inning and now starts the 5th with the first pitch. Ball to Spencer Williams. Scheffler did not leave that pitch there. He did not frame it because I think he thought it was a strike. It was one of those where he caught it and was so routinely thinking it was a strike, and he got ready to toss it back and didn't hear a strike call. 1-0. That one is in there for called strike 1 now. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. We'll tell you about Cal Reels Day, the starting pitcher, after this 1-1, and Williams lines it sharply to right center field for a base hit. It takes a couple of hops before getting into the center fielder's mitt. A good throw in, but it's cut off by Will Evans at second base. The cutoff man cuts off the throw. Williams is going to stay put at second, or at first rather, and Spencer has his first hit in his first at-bat against a right-handed pitcher in this baseball game. Bunt by Ryan Bolton up the first base line, but it goes foul for strike 1. Bolton pinch hit, base hit, ignited Carson-Newman's 3-run 4th inning. He pinch hit and had an excellent at-bat. He went 7 pitches deep. And he collected his first hit of the weekend and then later scored. Eagles then had 2 more singles after his. He bunts it again. This one's foul for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count on Brian Bolton now. Or check that, no balls, 2 strikes to count on Bolton here in the 5th. Came on as a pinch hitter last half inning for Seth Benner. Gets a second at bat in the 6th spot of Carson-Newman's batting order against the top reliever Harvey. The pitch, good breaking ball, and it rings up Bolton for called strike 3. Good pitch there. It froze Bolton at the plate. Tried to wait on the slider, but wasn't ready for it. And strikes out. 1 away, and here comes Braxton Smith, who has 4 hits today. Got his first postseason start earlier today. And is 4 for 6 here at the SAC tournament. First pitch, he shows bunt and takes it away and takes strike 1. Oh, I have to tell you about a score in the Conference Carolina's winners bracket. You ready for this one? Young Harris defeats Emmanuel 25-1. Young Harris will play in the championship game there as Smith swings and misses at a ball into the turf, and it's strike two. Young Harris is rated 4th in the Southeast region, and so the Mountain Lions will either play Emmanuel, Belmont Abbey, or Barton. One of those three teams will have to come out of the loser's bracket to play Young Harris as Smith bounces it off his toe, foul. And the count stays 0-2. That's good news for Carson-Newman fans as well, because Young Harris is probably, they are firmly safe into the field. And so it is a good thing that Carson-Newman is seeing them advance in the Conference Carolinas baseball tournament. Would mean that Emmanuel or Barton, two other teams on the outside looking in, could not be bid stealers. 0-2, good breaking ball away. Smith holds back and takes ball one. So that's good news there. Should Young Harris take care of business, they will be in good position. They'll have a couple extra fresh arms than these other teams would come Sunday, come tomorrow. Another good breaking ball, but Smith wasn't going to chase it for a second time. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner at first and 1 away. Spencer Williams singled to right field to start this frame. 2-2 from Harvey. Swing and a miss, and Smith loses his bat. It bangs off the press box. And it's out number 2. That was dangerous. And good thing there's netting above the third base dugout, because that was a couple of feet higher, and it hits the windows of the press box.
Now batting for the Eagles in center field, number 7, Trey.
2 away, and here's Trey Miller. Carson-Newman 5, Wingate 4. Eagles have 8 hits. Wingate has 6. 1-run game in the 5th. Harvey sets the belt and pitches. A swing and a miss. Throw down to second base. Williams gunned down with ease. It was a hit and run, and Miller didn't put it in play. Inning over. Williams caught stealing, and for the first time since the second inning, Carson-Newman's blanked. We had 4 consecutive half innings of offense and runs scored, and Chad Harvey tosses a scoreless 5th to end that run. No runs on a hit, no errors, nobody left. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Carson-Newman 5, Wingate 4. This is Carson-Newman Baseball on the Eagles Sports Network.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long. From the morning with their $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Looking to make your home more comfortable and affordable? Maybe with a new electric heat pump or new attic insulation? And don't forget new doors and windows. AEC is here to help. We have a quality contractor network, easy financing, and incentives for home upgrades. Plus, AEC carefully inspects every job to ensure the highest quality satisfaction. Visit our website at aeccoop.org for applications, contractor lists, and more details. AEC, power what matters most.
5-4 game as Xavier Hart warms up and gets ready to pitch the 5th inning for Carson-Newman. We started today with 72-degree temperatures. We're down to about 63 degrees with the wind at times gusting up to 10 miles per hour, but it's much calmer than it was yesterday and for what it was earlier today. Home half of the 5th, Jeff Gregory and Tom Griffin having chats with the home plate umpire prior to the start of the inning. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 for Wingate. Cam Harris will lead us off here in a 1-run game. He'll face Xavier Hart for the first time. One great thing about today is the rain has stayed away. On our way to the park today, we ran into a storm in Lenore Ryan Wingate in the first game of today as Harris takes strike 1. from Hart. Got delayed because of lightning and rain. It was about an hour delay total. And it came in the 8th inning. We have had no problems since, knock on wood. And we won't have any the rest of the day. 0-1 strike from Hardy's worked ahead quickly, 0-2 with 2 fastballs. It did not look promising, did the radar, when looking at it this morning. No balls, 2 strikes. Hart faces Harris. The pitch home is chopped foul at first. Tomorrow looks fine, so that's a good thing. Intervals of clouds and sunshine. There's a potential chance for a rain shower, but in terms of storms, tomorrow looks pretty good to play at most 2 games. 0-2. Breaking ball into the turf, ball 1. Will it be Carson-Newman or Wingate, though? Winner of this one will have to defeat Lenoir-Rhyne twice tomorrow to move on to the Championship Series, which will be played in Asheboro, North Carolina at McCrary Park next weekend. Swing and a miss. Foul tip into the mitt of Frankie Delcato. And Cam Harris down swinging on strikes for the second time. Hart's got his second K. And there's one away for Will Farrell. Went out in the 5th. And here's Will Farrell. Carson-Newman has not sent down this Wingate offense in order. First pitch ball from Xavier Hart. 1-0 set. The pitch. The breaking ball, knee high breaking ball for a strike. Fastball into the turf, ball 2. You have to go back, actually, to the first inning of last year's postseason game on May 4th, nearly exactly 1 year ago. Carson-Newman retired the first 3 hitters of the game in that 15-3 loss to the Bulldogs that ended the Eagles' year as Farrell crushes one foul down the line at third, and it's strike 2. It's the last time Carson-Newman conventionally retired this Bulldogs batting order in order. Two. Ball into the turf. Ball 3. To Will Farrell. Full count. Actually, ignore what I just said. Carson-Newman did it twice yesterday. That was a pointless nugget. The Eagles retired Wingate in order 3 times yesterday. I don't know why I happened to not remember these 2 teams played yesterday. 3-2 from Hart. Line drive sharply over the diving effort of Cole Nathan into right center field. Miller sliding, can't keep it in front. It gets away. Farrell is rounding second. The ball went all the way to the wall, and stopping and sliding in safely at third is Will Farrell. I'm going to presume single and a 2-base error. Miller tried to keep it in front, sliding, and was unable to. And Wingate has a runner at third base with 1 out in the 5th. Going to presume single and a 2-base error. Could probably go double as well because I think Farrell was going to go for 2 there with his speed regardless of whether Miller keeps that in play. Scoreboard has reflected a second error for the Eagles defense. And it's going to be a single and a 2-base error indeed. Carson-Newman's going to bring its infield in here in a 1-run game with David Sessoms batting. First one home. Fastball away, ball 1. This is the 7-hitter for Wingate. David Sessoms has reached both times he's come to the plate. Second inning walk, third inning single. 1-0, fastball low for ball 2. Every pitch in this baseball game, really from the third inning on, has felt so important. We're only in the home half of the 5th, but it just feels like any change of momentum could be the last, but it may never be the last. 2-0. Swinging a foul back to the screen for strike 1. This game has had excellent feel to it. Back and forth we have gone the last few innings. Wingate trying to retie the game and maybe regain the lead. 2-1 to Sessoms. He's out in front of the fastball. And it's strike two. Hart levels the count at a pair of balls and strikes with one away in this fifth inning. Two balls, two strikes on Xavier Hart. One out in the fifth. Runner at third, and the fastball bounces into the turf. Delgado stabs at it to keep it in front. And the count is full. Delgado chants from his catcher's position, slaps his glove, trying to urge Hart on here in this full count. The senior right-hander sets and pitches. Breaking ball off the plate, too far outside, and Sessoms draws a 6-pitch walk. So triple walk. Have put runners on the corners with one out. And here's Joe Scheffler. He continues to hit in just the biggest of scenarios this weekend. Time called. Delgado will step in front of home and signal something to his defense. First and third, one out. Hart's first one is Scheffler's line foul down the right field line. One ball, or no balls, one strike. On the catcher, Scheffler, 1 for 2 in this game against Carson-Newman. Scheffler is 2 for 7. Hitting with runners on the corners and hitting with runners on base. And in scoring position for the third time. 0-1. Swing and a fly ball out toward right field. This should tie the game. Williams is to the gap to make the catch. Tagging from third is Farrell. Throws cut off by Floyd, 5-5. Sack fly ties the game here in the fifth. Job done by Joe Scheffler. Farrell scores, 2 away. Wingate has scored in each of the last 3 half innings now. Two outs, and this is Gavin Grapuso. A long pause from Hart on the mound. He pitches to Grapuso, trying to bunt for a hit, and it's a foul ball. Batter's out. I think it hit him, or he bunted it twice. Jeff Gregory's out of the third base dugout and wants an explanation, but out on the play is Grapuso trying to bunt it. Runners are going to stay out on the bases for now. Carson-Newman has gone to the dugout. We're tied at 5 after 5 in this elimination game between Carson-Newman and Wingate. Back for the 6th inning from Durham Field in Hickory, North Carolina after this.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Insurance, it's about people, not things. It's about security. It's about confidence. It's about relationships. It's about trust. It's about you. As a local independent agent, Bible Insurance Agency can design an insurance program that's just right for you and your family. Give the people you love safe, sound, secure protection from Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency, 423-586-4320, or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown.
6th inning from Durham Field here in Hickory, North Carolina. We are tied at 5 runs apiece as we get set to start the top half of inning number 6. Andrew Rogers will have to be bringing you coverage here on the Eagles Sports Network. Here in Hickory, North Carolina, Carson-Newman's day began at Well, they ate breakfast this morning. That's when it began. But we hopped on the bus at about 12:45 to come to the field, and that's when Lenore Ryan and Wingate, as we got on the bus, went into a delay. So the Eagles ate their lunch on the bus, had some Chipotle, waited on the bus for about an hour, came to the field and walked around the facility with LR and Wingate still needing to play one more inning, and then it was go time from there. First pitch of the sixth inning, Delgado slaps foul off the end of his bat for strike one. 9-1-2 for the Eagles scheduled to hit. First pitch of Carson-Newman's first game today started at 3:32. Eagles have been getting after it for the last 5.5 hours. Swing and a miss by Frankie Delgado for strike two. 0-2 as Harvey works into his third inning on the mound, but he's recorded 5 outs so far. He's thrown 32 pitches. Remember, he's gone as long as 5 innings, so we'll see what he can do tonight. This ball's fouled off the press box. Left side, strike two, or it stays 0-2. Harvey is the top reliever for this Wingate team. In terms of guys that haven't pitched, that have pitched often this year, Brian Boone is one. Delgado takes on the inner corner for ball one. 4.4 ERA for Brian Boone, the redshirt junior this year. Has pitched in 19 games, has not pitched this weekend. Most appearances on this club out of the bullpen. 1-2 to Delgado. Chopper right side. Evans toward the middle. Fields off a second up high throw, and Delgado sprints it out and is safe at first. That ball took a funky hop on its third toward Jalen Evans, and he had to take an extra leap into the air to field it, and then did not come back down before making a throw to first. Infield single for Frankie to start the sixth inning. Frankie's got a 2-hit day for the second straight game. He's now got 6 multi-hit games. Now the umpires are coming together. Jeff Gregory was questioning something out of the dugout, and all 4 umpires have circled up in front of the mound in between the first base line to chat things over. Now they're going to move a little bit to get more space, I guess, away from Harvey. I don't know. We'll see what's questioned here. I don't know what would be in question here. Maybe Delgado interfered with the catcher's mitt on his swing through, but I think that would be called right away. And the home plate umpire would see that. Not sure what else could be in question here. But Jeff Gregory immediately after the base hit for Delgado was walking out to have a conversation with the home plate umpire. Lengthy discussion here as we come to a halt in this sixth inning in a game that is nearing 2 hours in. Conversation continues. Five game, top of the sixth inning. Conversation between all 4 umpires continues to occur. They have broken up now, and they're walking toward Wingate's dugout, so I'm going to presume that it's going to stand, and whatever was challenged or the ruling there will stay put. The umpires are going up to the press box here. Two of the umpires, the first base umpire and the home plate umpire, have left the field, and they are making their way up to, I know exactly what it is. Carson-Newman's batted out of order. That is exactly what has occurred here in this 6th inning, because in the 5th inning, Spencer Williams was caught stealing, and the Eagles sent Frankie Delgado to the plate and not Trey Miller. So Delgado's going to be out.
Well, it's because the home plate umpire said it was catcher's in.
Some clarification from our on-deck hitter, Aiden Gibson. And because Williams was caught stealing, but there was catcher's interference at the top half of the 5th inning. So Williams, that play didn't matter. And Miller was out in the 5th because of catcher's interference. Now, statistically in live stats, that was not inputted as catcher's interference. And I honestly do not remember seeing the home plate umpire signal that. My focus was towards second base. So that's the discussion right now. Jeff Gregory's thinking that Carson-Newman batted out of order. And so the umpires, I think, have gone up to behind home plate where Lenore Ryan's athletic communication staff is statting the game to confirm with them what has unfolded here. Carson-Newman's under the presumption that they are not batting out of order here and that Miller should not be at the plate and it should just be a single for Delgado, and he is the one that should have started the inning. My thing is, and it's probably good that Wingate waited until Delgado reached or got out to then call it on Carson-Newman here, but it either needs to be it happened or it didn't, because you can't go to confirm this, or I guess you can, but if you made the call catcher's interference and Carson-Newman's not batting out of order, let's settle that and let's play ball. We are 5 minutes into this delay, and I have lost track of the umpires, but I can't see the bleachers because I'm underneath the bleachers here at Durham Field, so I'm presuming they're up behind home where Lenore Ryan stats their baseball games and broadcasts their games from. Top the bleachers, the press box above the third base dugout, but I believe that is just where really the scoreboard and public address announcer and I don't know what else happens up there, but I'm going to presume the statting is taking place up top. They could also be looking at the video feed from the 5th inning to see if the home plate umpire signals for catcher's interference. Well, this is now officially a 2-hour baseball game, and we've had a 5-hour delay, or a 5-minute delay. The umpires have made their way back to the field, and one of them is going to chat with Tom Griffin. I can hear from the Carson-Newman dugout that they were saying it wasn't even batter's interference last half inning, but that CN has made no mistake here. My presumption is that because they're talking to Coach Griffin that this is going to be an out on Frankie Delgado because he bats out of order. Eagles arguing that they called interference.
How are you going to call it? Not tell you once interference is called, that's it. Once you call it, it's done. That's it.
Frankie Delgado is getting an explanation from the first base umpire. Basically, every umpire is being questioned except the home plate umpire. Tom Griffin's talking to the third base umpire. James Sofield talking to the first base umpire.
So wait, how is he
So Frankie Delgado's coming back to the batter's box. Well, they're just going to say he batted for Trey Miller, and so he's out. And so Frankie's coming back to the plate. He'll bat for a second time this inning. Fiasco. There have been some interesting calls by the umpiring crew this weekend. Eagles robbed of having an infield single to start the inning here. And Delgado's going to bat. So I guess this is right. I'm going to presume this is the case. One on, nobody on, one out now. And the first pitch to Delgado, swing and a miss on the breaking ball. So you're listening correctly. Frankie's batting for the second time in a row. Batted for Trey Miller, but the Eagles batted out of order because apparently catcher's interference was not called to end the fifth inning. That should have been Miller's spot that Delgado batted for. Swing and a drive to left field. After it is the left fielder, and going back and making the catch for the second out is David Sessoms. So a ground out. Officially is how it's going to be statistically ruled. A ground out by Delgado for Miller, and then a fly out by Miller makes their 2 outs now in the sixth inning. Long sixth inning, and Carson-Newman's now got nothing going. Ryan Jenkins bats now for Carson-Newman, shows bunt, and takes it a high and inside fastball for ball one. Carson-Newman was very frustrated. Many of the players were out in front of the dugout questioning the call, and the Eagles will have to regain their composure here. Still plenty of baseball to go. The game's tied at 5 in the sixth inning. 2 outs, and Jenkins skies the 0-1 pitch up into the air in the infield. It's the shortstop Corville making the catch, even with the second base bag, and the inning is over. Well, that was an eventful inning, and it goes down as a 1-2-3 inning. Carson-Newman bats out of order, and it erases a leadoff single in the sixth. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We've played 5.5, and it's Carson-Newman 5 and Wingate 5. This is the Eagles Sports Network.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long, from the morning with her $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Looking to make your home more comfortable and affordable? Maybe with a new electric heat pump or new attic insulation? And don't forget new doors and windows. AEC is here to help. We have a quality contractor network, easy financing, and incentives for home upgrades. Plus, AEC carefully inspects every job to ensure the highest quality satisfaction. Visit our website at aeccoop.org for applications, contractor lists, and more details. AEC, power what matters most.
5-5 game as we get set to start the sixth inning. Carson-Newman's been held scoreless by Chad Harvey over the last 2 innings. And it's a 5-5 game as Xavier Hart warms up to pitch his third inning out of Carson-Newman's bullpen. Here in this elimination game on the Eagles Sports Network. Glad you're with us wherever you may be listening.
Leading off for the Bulldogs, second base, number 3, Jalen Evans.
To Carson-Newman baseball this weekend. Glad you've been with us. And all season long as well. 5-5 game, top of the order for Wingate due up. Jalen Evans will lead things up. He flew out against Hart back in the fourth. And now faces him for a second time. First pitch of the inning. Sharp ground ball through the left side. Base hit. Good speed aboard now for Wingate to start the sixth inning. Now the bottom half of the sixth inning will bring Jake Corville to the plate. With a runner at first and nobody out. Good speed in Evans at first base, and the Eagles will pick over to him at first. Evans this year, 20 of 25. Stolen bases, second most on the team. First one to Jake Corville. Inside corner fastball. Hits the strike zone. It's 0-1. 5-5 game in the 6th inning. Carson-Newman has 9 hits. Wingate has 8. Back in 4th game, Dogs trying to regain the lead. 0-1, Evans takes off. Fastball is inside for a ball. Delgado airmails it, or just lobs it into the air. The Eagles tried to fake the throw there. It looked like it slipped from Delgado, but he meant to lob that in the air because he was trying to get Evans fooled at second and make him think the ball was airmailed into the outfield. I have never seen that one. I thought maybe he'd slipped out of his hands just because of the wet turf on a fastball inside and low, but he meant to do that. 1-1, foul back by Corville, and it's strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Didn't work, though. Credit to Jalen Evans. He swipes his 21st bag, but he was listening to his teammates and his coaches and was not fooled by the fake throw or the fake airmailed throw by Frankie Delgado. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Jenkins, they'll fake the pick. Hit and ball trick. Evans is off the bag and sprints back to second. The Eagles tried to fake the throw into the outfield. Evans dove back to the bag at second, then sprinted off the bag, but nobody was there covering, and Evans gets back safely. The Eagles do that about once a month or so. I believe they did it against Catawba a couple of weekends ago, so it was about time for that to come out again. Didn't expect 2 chances to try to get Evans off the bases in the last couple of pitches. Doesn't work, though. 1-2 on the way. Breaking ball into the turf. Delgado keeps it in front. Evans gets a good jump, though, and sprints to third. Nobody out. Infield's going to have to come in here in the 6th inning in a 5-all game. Two balls, 2 strikes to count. Jake Corville batting. He's 1 for 2. He's reached twice in 3 at-bats. 2-2 from Hart. Ground ball. Hart dives, keeps it in play from the ground, throws to first. 1 away. Wow. How about Xavier Hart? He slips after the pitch. From the ground, leans over to his left to field the ground ball. He checks the runner as well from the ground and throws to first to get Jake Corville. Robs Corville of a base hit and keeps Evans at third base. Time called, and Xavier Hart needs a moment after falling down. He's going to walk around the mound, and Carson-Newman's infield will just come in and chat with Hart before Breon Ishmael comes to bat. That was one athletic move by Xavier Hart from his butt to be able to field that ground ball, check the runner, and still make an outstanding throw with Corville hustling up the line. Now Hart faces Ishmael for the 2nd time. He got him to strike out in inning number 2. Hart in this game has 2 strikeouts and 41 pitches for 7 outs. First one to Ishmael's low fastball for ball 1. Wingate's only lead in this game was in the 3rd inning. Carson-Newman scored the game's first 2 runs in the 3rd, and then Wingate responded with 3 in the 3rd to lead 3-2. 1-0 from Hart. Fastball inside. Ball 2. Carson-Newman's infield still playing in. Best case scenario, you get a ground ball and try to hold Evans at third base, and if he goes home, you try to throw him out at the plate. 2 balls, no strikes. Change up low from Hart, and it's 3-0. Trying to pitch low to the tall Ishmael. The outfielder is 6'5", 190. Big strike zone, but they're trying to stay extra low to him and get him to roll one over here. 3-0. Swing and a high pop-up on a 3-0 pitch. Behind the second base bag, Jenkins calls off Nathan and makes the catch. 2 outs. Boy, oh boy. Swinging at a 3-0 is Ishmael, and that's the result. 2 away, and the infield for Carson-Newman can go back to playing normal depth with 2 outs for Jordan Dixon, the cleanup batter, the freshman first baseman, to try to give Wingate the lead. 5-5 game in the 6th inning. The Ponds for Hart at the belt, and then his pitch home is a fastball. Delgado fakes as if that one was getting away, and staying put is Jalen Evans. Frankie and this Eagles defense are doing just about anything to try to fool Jalen Evans on the bases. He has been partially fooled, but not fooled because he's still out there at third base. 1-0 to Dixon. Swing, ground ball, first base. Floyd can't keep it in front. It gets away. Nathan can't make a play and throws it behind home plate, or near home plate, up against the first base line in foul ground. Run scores 6-5. Hard hit ball to first. Floyd could not scoop it. And the Bulldogs lead by a run. Carson-Newman's 3rd error of this game. Dixon reaches on the fielding error. Evans scores his runs unearned for now. Tough play. Hard hit ball. Floyd made an aggressive effort to try to scoop it and couldn't come up with it. Harris takes ball 1 high. No, Xavier Hart was 1 out away from getting out of this 6th inning with a runner at third and nobody out, keeping this game tied, but unlucky was Floyd at first base trying to field the grounder. 1-0. Breaking ball. Stays elevated. 2 balls, no strikes as Hart falls behind on the DH Harris here in this 6th inning in a 1-run game. Runner at first, Dixon reaches on the air. 1-run game as Hart sets, and his 50th pitch out of the pen is a slider inside for ball 3. Three balls, no strikes on Cam Harris here in the 6th inning. He is 0 for 3. Rather 0 for 2 with a sac fly in the 3rd. Struck out twice and takes a 3-0 strike as Hart tries to work his way back into this at-bat. Wingate by a run, 6-5. The Bulldogs have had Carson-Newman's number over the last several meetings, especially in the postseason. 3-1, breaking ball, popped up right side. Nathan and Jenkins behind the second base bag. It'll be Jenkins to make the catch, and the inning is over. But a run scores on an error with 2 outs, and it's 6-5 after 6. Bulldogs have scored at least 1 run over the last 4 frames. 1 run on 1 hit with 1 error and 1 left. We have 3 innings left in this elimination game. Bulldogs by 1 as the Eagles come back to the plate to try to retie or take the lead in this elimination game. Back for more from Durham Field after this on the Eagles Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Insurance, it's about people, not things. It's about security. It's about confidence. It's about relationships. It's about trust. It's about you. As a local independent agent, Bible Insurance Agency can design an insurance program that's just right for you and your family. Give the people you love safe, sound, secure protection from Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency, 423-586-4320, or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown.
2-3-4 for Carson-Newman to start the 7th inning. Aiden Gibson will lead us off against Chad Harvey, who continues to pitch for Wingate, getting deeper and deeper into his 17th outing of the year. He'll face 2, 3, and 4 for Carson-Newman to start the 7th inning. First pitch is a fastball from Harvey, his 34th pitch, and it's a strike. Harvey didn't have to throw many pitches last inning because of the fiasco we had, but this will be his 12th batter faced. He walked Gibson in the 4th. Swing and a miss by Gibson. He's behind the fastball, and it's strike 2. The ball's 2 strikes quickly as Harvey pitches against Gibson in a 1-run game. Pitch from Harvey, high and inside fastball. Ball 2 strikes on Aiden Gibson, looking for his first hit of the weekend. Has reached multiple times, but has not recorded a base hit and may not here. High fly to center field. Out goes Evans into the outfield grass, backpedaling. He is the one to make the catch for the first out of the inning.
Now batting first base, number 11, Logan Floyd.
Here comes Logan Floyd for Carson-Newman. Floyd extends his hitting streak to 23 games in his last at-bat with a 4th inning single and swings and misses at a changeup that time. For strike 1 against Harvey, facing him for the second time, singled against Harvey in the 4th. Nothing in 1 offering as well outside. 1 ball, 1 strike on Logan Floyd. Here in the top of the 7th inning. 1 out, the pitch. High fastball. Scheffler dropped it. And it's ball 2. Floyd trying to redeem himself maybe at the dish here after his error brought across Wingate's go-ahead run in the bottom of the 6th inning, 2-1. Good breaking ball from Harvey, and it was left in the bottom part of the zone. Will this game take any more turns? We have had multiple lead changes throughout this game. Wingate back in front for the second time today. 3-1 to Floyd. Line drive. Base hit past Corville into center field for a base hit. Floyd's got a 2-hit day. His second single against Harvey. And with 1 out, here comes Cole Nathan. How will the Eagles respond? In the visiting half of the 7th inning, trailing by 1 run. Harvey sets at the belt. The righty pitches. A breaking ball. Nathan softly hits it past the diving glove of Graposo at third. Back-to-back pitches, back-to-back singles for Carson-Newman here in the 7th inning. Floyd has a 2-hit day. Nathan has his first hit of the weekend. And it puts runners on first and second for CN with 1 out. Wasn't the best hit for Cole Nathan and won't be his best hit of his career or worst hit, but it was enough to get it through the left side for Carson-Newman's 10th hit. First and second for Spencer Williams. First pitch to him. Ground ball. It hits the pitcher, Harvey, and goes into left field. Carson-Newman's going to tie the game. 6-6. Spencer Williams with a base hit. 3 consecutive singles on 3 consecutive pitches. Harvey got drilled by the single, or by the ball, that was hit back up the middle. Corville at short was going to back that up and go to the second base bag to field it. It may have been a base hit anyway, but it hit off Harvey and flared into left field for a game-tying RBI single from the senior Spencer Williams. 6-6. And the corners are occupied for Ryan Bolton. Well, I questioned, would this game take another turn? And in 3 pitches, it has. Boy, oh boy. Eagles got aggressive all of a sudden against Harvey, and it paid off. Floyd Nathan Williams. First pitch, or rather, Nathan and Williams were first pitch swinging. Floyd swung at a 3-1 to drive it into left field. Nathan and Williams have gone back-to-back. Williams drives in a run on his 4th hit of the weekend. First and third, 1 out. And after the mound visit, it'll be Ryan Bolton for Carson-Newman. Bolton, with a runner at third and less than 2 outs this year, is 3 for 4. He excels in these scenarios. First one from Harvey. This one bounces into the turf. Nice scoop by Scheffler. And Bolton stays away for ball 1. Nobody warming up for Wingate. There is a couple of guys stretching, but nobody throwing. This is Chad Harvey's game to pitch through. He has thrown 45 pitches out of the bullpen. 1 ball, no strikes, the count. 6-6. Bolton takes called strike 1. Carson-Newman has compiled double-digit hits for the 2nd time today. He did it against UVA Wise with 12 hits. And they have 11 right now. Picked to first base, just a lob throw. No tag by Dixon as Williams dives back safely. Harvey sets 1-1 to Bolton. High fastball, 2-1. 6 all in the 7th. High-level baseball here in Hickory. Lead change after lead change here tonight. First and third. 2 balls, 1 strike to Bolton. The pitch. Breaking ball away, 3-1. Carson-Newman's tied the game on a Spencer Williams single off the pitcher Harvey that goes into left field. Can Bolton give the Eagles the lead? The 3-1. He grounds it right side. Evans keeps it in the infield. Throw to second for 1. They won't get the double play, and it's 7-6. Evans robs Bolton of a base hit, but Carson-Newman takes the lead back on a Ryan Bolton fielder's choice. 7-6. And now just a runner at first and 2 outs for Braxton Smith. That's a heck of a defensive play by Jalen Evans to keep that in the infield and get his team an out. Bolton now the only runner aboard as Smith stands in for the 4th time. He's 1 for 3. Swings on a hit and run and drives it to right field. Ishmael sees it hang up and the inning is over. But this game takes another turn. Carson-Newman on 3 consecutive pitches ties the game, and then a Ryan Bolton fielder's choice gives Carson-Newman the lead back. 2-run score on 3 base hits, no errors, and the Eagles strand 1 runner. 7-6 the score. It's time to stretch here in Hickory. Eagles by 1 as we head to the home half of the 7th. From Durham Field after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Insurance, it's about people, not things. It's about security. It's about confidence. It's about relationships. It's about trust. It's about you. As a local independent agent, Bible Insurance Agency can design an insurance program that's just right for you and your family. Give the people you love safe, sound, secure protection from Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency, 423-586-4320, or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown.
Ryan Bolton gives us our fourth lead change of the day. Wingate, or rather Carson-Newman, started the scoring with a 2-run third. Wingate took control of the lead for the first time with a 3-run third. Carson-Newman took it right back with a 3-run fourth. It was 5-3 after 3.5 innings. Wingate scored 1 run in the middle innings, 4, 5, and 6, regained the advantage at 6-5 after 6 innings, but Carson-Newman scores twice in the 7th to regain the lead. It's 7-6 as Xavier Hart comes back to the mound and will face Will Farrell to start the home half of the 7th. First one home. Fastball low from Hart on his 53rd pitch. It's ball 1. Cam Harris popped out to end the 6th inning, and so Farrell bats to begin the 7th. 6, 7, and 8. 1-0, swing and a miss. Heavy hack from Farrell. He comes up empty. Eagles by a run, 7-6 on 11 base hits, trying to overcome 3 errors. Farrell waits, and the 1-1 breaking ball stays high and inside for ball 2. Xavier Hart, 3 innings out of the pen so far, 3 hits, 3 runs, but only one of them is earned. A couple of strikeouts, a couple of walks. Carson-Newman's allowed 6 runs, but only 2 of them in this game are earned runs. 2-1 to Farrell. Slider stays low, ball 3. Been a long day for these two clubs. Wingate started their day at 11 o'clock in the morning in the winner's bracket. Swing and a miss by Farrell at a 3-1 fastball, and it's strike 2. Carson-Newman started the day in the loser's bracket. Game before this one, game that took nearly 3 hours, the Eagles survived against UVA-Y 7-4. Now lead this loser's bracket game 7-6 against Wingate. Payoff to Farrell. Slider lifted foul behind the first base dugout. Battle continues. Wingate was able to have some time off between this game after losing to Lenore-Ryan. The Bulldogs were able to get some rest, regroup before returning to the field in the 8th inning of Carson-Newman's win against UVA-Y's. 3-2 from Hart. Ground ball over top the mound. Behind second, Nathan Fields sets his feet, throws to first. Low throw. Floyd scoops it, and the out is made. Excellent work that time. Nathan made a risky decision to set his feet with a speedy Farrell running hard up the line, but it was a good idea. That would have been a tough throw across body from well behind second on the left side of the second base bag, and his right side. Set his feet, made a great throw. One away, and here's David Sessoms. Wingate's outfielder has reached all 3 times. Swing and a miss here at the fastball from Hart for strike 1. 2 walks and a single for the left fielder. After going hitless against Carson-Newman in yesterday's game, he was 0 for 5. 0-1. Swing and a miss again. Strike 2. Hart's got the fastball working well in this at bat. And it's 0-2. Carson-Newman in this game has not retired Wingate in order. 0-2. Good backdoor slider. It's just a little low and off the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count as Hart tries to work through 4 innings out of the pen. One, 2. Sessom checks his swing, and he holds back. Boy, that was close. Frankie Delgado knew that pitch was low, but he immediately, after catching the baseball out of the turf, pointed toward the third base umpire. They're going to say Sessom sell it back. 2-2 count. The pitch from Hart. Late. Was Sessoms on the fastball. And lifts it beyond foul ground into the trees along the left side here at Durham Field. Count stays 2-2. The pause from Hart. Swing and a foul ball, identical spot. That was a slider, though. So the fastball slider there, back-to-back foul balls, nearly identical offerings. Sessoms continues to battle with Hart, whose pitch count is into the 60s. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hart readies for another 2-2. Breaking ball into the turf. Sessoms stays away, and this at-bat will continue. Three-two from Hart. Swing and a miss. Fastball by him. Third strikeout for David Sessoms, or for Xavier Hart, and he gets it against David Sessoms for the second out here in the 7th. And now Joe Scheffler, who is 1 for 2 with a single and a sacrifice fly. His sac fly came in the 5th inning. That made this a 1-run game. Or check that, made it a tie game at the time. First pitch fastball is low from Hart for ball 1. 68 pitches from Hart. He has gone as long as 4 innings this season. That was against Anderson back on March 21st. That was his first career win. And a 1-0. Fastball low into the turf, ball 2. See how the Eagles will go and utilize its pen. Their pen, rather. In the 8th and 9th innings, if this stays a 1-run game. 2-0 pitch to Scheffler. Inside fastball. Makes it 3-0. Carson-Newman's closer, Eli Norris, recorded a 2-out save to get the Eagles into this game. Norris threw 19 pitches. I would presume he's available. 3-0. Strike from Hart. On this Carson-Newman team, not many others have a save this year. Norris has been the Eagles' guy. Jackson Underwood and Jackson Serrett have the other 2 of the total 12 for the year. 3-1, Scheffler flies it toward foul ground right side. Floyd and Williams are after it. And it's strike 2. So Hart working from behind here. Fell behind 3-0, has worked his way back for 3-2. Full count. Hart against Scheffler here in the 7th with Carson-Newman ahead 7-6 in this elimination game in Hickory. Payoff. Ground ball left side. Gibson calls off Jenkins, fields it in front of him on the run, throws to first. Inning over. For the first time today, Carson-Newman sends the Wingate batting lineup down in order. Ground ball out, strikeout, another ground ball out. We have played 7 innings in this win-or-go-home game. It is Carson-Newman 7, Wingate 6. We head to the 8th after this.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long. From the morning with their $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Looking to make your home more comfortable and affordable? Maybe with a new electric heat pump or new attic insulation? And don't forget new doors and windows. AEC is here to help. We have a quality contractor network, easy financing, and incentives for home upgrades. Plus, AEC carefully inspects every job to ensure the highest quality satisfaction. Visit our website at aeccoop.org for applications, contractor lists, and more details. AEC, power what matters most.
7-6 game as we move to the 8th here on the Eagles Sports Network. Winner gets Lenoir-Rhyne tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Here at Durham Field, 1-run game. And Chad Harvey's going back to work. He's thrown 50 pitches out of Jeff Gregory's bullpen. 3 2/3, 5 hits, 2 runs, a walk, 3 Ks, and the 17 batters he has faced. There is a right-hander throwing, but right now Jeff Gregory is going to stick with his reliable reliever who has been outstanding this year. He has allowed just 2 earned runs over his last 3 outings, and he went on a stretch from the beginning of February to the beginning of April where he had tossed 7 straight outings of scoreless baseball. It spanned 17 1/3 innings scoreless. First pitch breaking ball from Harvey stays inside, and it's ball 1. So this is a guy that has been really good for Wingate and has had some good stuff here and there in this one. 1-0 to Miller, breaking ball outside, and it's ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes on Trey Miller here in the 8th. Carson-Newman 7, Wingate 6. 2-0 fastball off the plate. 3 balls, no strikes to count. Carson-Newman hoping that an NCAA tournament is in its sights. It controls that ability. Tonight into tomorrow, 3-0's a strike. It helps that Carson-Newman has watched seeds 8 and 9 in the latest region rankings lose and not win a game this week at their conference tournaments. That was UNC Pembroke and Mount Olive as Miller skies the 3-1 into the seats. Beyond the seats and foul ground for strike 2. That's beneficial for Carson-Newman, but the Eagles can rally through the losers bracket today. Maybe pick off Lenoir-Rhyne once tomorrow. Certainly you would feel like Carson-Newman's chances are great, are much better than they would be after yesterday. Payoff to Miller. High fly ball, right side, foul ground. It goes into the seats. Count stays 3-2 here in the 8th inning. Harvey pauses, another 3-2 to Miller. Another pop fly foul. Eagles working Chad Harvey very well. He had a couple efficient innings, but for the most part, Carson-Newman's done an excellent job making him work throughout his relief effort to run that pitch count up. We'll see when Jeff Gregory turns to the pen. They have a reliever throwing right now. Miller waits, and another 3-2 on the way, and he pops another one up. In foul ground, Scheffler loses his mask, going back, and it hits into the bleachers. Count stays full at 3-2. Miller has hit 3 consecutive foul balls here in this 8th inning to start the frame in a game that is nearing 3 hours long. 3 balls, 2 strikes in the 8th. Harvey's 3-2 again, and Miller hits it high into the night sky out towards center field. Farrell sprinting in will make the catch for the first out. Miller retired for the 2nd time today. He flies out to start the 8th, and here's Frankie Delgado.
Catcher, number 8, Frankie Delgado.
Time call. Jeff Gregory's out of the bullpen. I think this is going to be it for Chad Harvey. 59 pitches, 4 innings of work of 2-run ball for Harvey. He faces 18 batters, and the Bulldogs will go to the pen. 1 out in the 8th. 9-hitter Frankie Delgado is going to be at the plate. He'll face a right-hander when we come back to Durham Field after this.
We love to cheer for our home teams, like the Eagles. It means more when we're rooting for the people we know. Did you know Tri-Lite is your home team internet provider? We're right here in Jefferson City, serving the people we know with our ultra-fast, ultra-reliable fiber broadband network. And we'd love to serve you. Learn more at trilite.net or by calling 833-847-0824. Go Eagles!
How do you know you're in a community, not just a town? Well, strangers smile as they walk by. They refill your coffee without you asking. And when you ask directions, people offer to walk you there. Communities give more. The way you know when you walk into First Bank that you are in a real community bank. Great products, direct access to your local bankers, and relationships that can last a lifetime. Don't just have an account. Have a community with First Bank. Member FDIC.
7-6 game, and into the game is Carson Starnes for Wingate. This will be his 7th appearance of the year. 1.29 ERA and just 6 appearances with a win this year. 7 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts and 1 walk. Limited work for the redshirt junior, but he did not start pitching until the end of March. March 28th was his season debut, and he's only given up 1 run this year. That was in 3 2/3 work last weekend against Emory and Henry. So this is a guy that in his first 3 1/3 innings this year had pitched scoreless baseball, and he goes to work against Frankie Delgado with 1 out. So a guy that Jeff Gregory trusts to try to keep this a 1-run game. Here in this 8th inning, he's finishing up his warm-up pitches and will pitch against Carson-Newman for the first time this season. The redshirt junior from Monroe, Georgia. Missed all of last year with an injury, has worked his way back to earn the opportunity to pitch this season. And what is his first playing season with the Bulldogs? He'll face Delgado and at least Jenkins here in the 8th inning. Got a schedule update in the Salisbury bracket. It's going to be a long Sunday. Coker-Newberry started. I have not seen a score on what the situation there was, but they did start the game. And Coker and Newberry will continue that game tomorrow at noon. The winner plays Limestone at 4, and then the winner of that game will play Catawba and have to win twice. Depending on... Good breaking ball there from Delgado, and it's a strike. Depending on if that third game tomorrow would be a Limestone, Coker, or Newberry win, Catawba would have to play a second game, have to lose a second time to be eliminated there. That game would be played on Monday. Quickly, 0-2, and Delgado swings and misses. Called strike 1, swinging strike 2, and swinging strike 3. And Delgado's down on strikes, 2 away, and here's Ryan Jenkins at the top of the order. If Coker or Newberry goes all the way through tomorrow, or if Coker or Newberry wins the continuation game and then they win the next one, and Catawba won't play at all tomorrow. So they'll just kind of have a waiting game to know whether they'll actually play, because Coker and Newberry, the conference is not going to allow them to play potentially 3 games in one day. I don't know how deep they are into that game, though. First pitch strike. Second one is a ground ball through the left side for a base hit. About a 3-hit day for Ryan Jenkins here tonight. He has 6 hits today. 5 singles and a double. And he gives Carson-Newman a 2-out base runner here in the 8th. It's been good here in Hickory that we have not had any issues besides the weather delay that we were in for the LR Wingate effort this morning into the afternoon, but we have been able to avoid, knock on wood, any potential weather in this area. Starnes comes set. Runner at first, 2 outs. Pitch to Gibson. Breaking ball outside for ball 1. Gibson still searching for his first hit of the weekend. He's 0 for 2 in this game, but he has reached twice on an error and a walk. Floyd on deck for the Eagles in his 2-hit day. 1-0 to Gibson. Inside fastball in on the hands. He pulls his hands back and takes ball number 2. Long day tomorrow, or long day for Carson-Newman tonight. Eagles hoping it's another long one tomorrow if they can get there. 2-0, high fly ball out there at shallow left. Corville into the outfield, calls off the third baseman, and the play is made. And shallow left by Jake Corville for the final out of the inning. Eagles get a runner on a 2-out base hit from Ryan Jenkins, but he's left on base. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left in the 8th. To the home half of the 8th, it's Carson-Newman 7, Wingate 6, 1-run game as we head to the home half of the 8th after this on the Eagles Sports Network.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long, from the morning with their $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
How do you know you're in a community, not just a town? Well, strangers smile as they walk by. They refill your coffee without you asking. And when you ask directions, people offer to walk you there. Communities give more. The way you know when you walk into First Bank that you are in a real community bank. Great products, direct access to your local bankers, and relationships that can last a lifetime. Don't just have an account. Have a community with First Bank. Member FDIC.
1-run game, and Xavier Hart is back out for the 8th inning for Carson-Newman. He entered this game in the 4th inning, has thrown 4 innings of 1-run ball. Only 1 earned run is scored against him in the 17 batters that he has faced. And he will go against 9-1-2 of Wingate's batting order here in inning number 8. Carson-Newman leads 7-6. And I don't apologize because I mentioned that it had not rained and we had great weather throughout the day when we were anticipating rain, and what do you know? It's raining to start the bottom of the 8th. Look at the radar, though. It just seems to be a rain shower through the area, so hopefully there's no lightning in the area. It doesn't appear to be any. We should be able to play through this. Gavin Graposo is 0 for 2, and he takes first pitch strike from Xavier Hart, who has thrown 74 pitches now, pitching into his 5th inning of work out of the bullpen. 1-run game, 9-1-2. Eagles trying to snap a losing streak in the postseason against Wingate. Swing and a high fly ball, right field. Spencer Williams is sprinting in. Nathan out into the outfield. It's going to be Williams camping under it. 1 away. And here comes Jalen Evans, top of the order. Hart has had many answers for Carson-Newman out of the pen. He's had to deal with some defensive miscues and some quality hitting from Wingate at times, but has been able to battle through it. 1 away for Jalen Evans. He is 1 for 4. Swing and a drive out toward right field. Hit pretty well, but sky high. Williams busy in this 8th inning, and he finds it out and straight away right. Back-to-back pitches, back-to-back flyouts. 3 pitches, 2 outs in the 8th. And here's Jake Corville.
Up next for the Bulldogs, shortstop, number 38, Jake Corville.
7-6 the score. Carson-Newman ahead. 2 outs in the 8th. Here's Jake Corville. He shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes a high fastball for ball 1. Showers have lightened up a little bit. They're coming down at a decent rate after Xavier Hart finished his warm-up pitches, but now it's relatively calm. 1-0 pause for Hart. And Corville takes strike one. One count on Corville, who's got an 11-game hitting streak after recording a hit earlier in this game, and he swings and fans at Hart's slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Hart looking for back-to-back 1-2-3 frames, and Corville went around. Strike 3 swinging, the 4th strikeout for Hart, and the Eagles toss up a second straight 0 and blank Wingate in the 8th. Xavier Hart has retired 7 straight Wingate hitters. We've played 8 innings in this do-or-die game. Carson-Newman's doing it right now. Up a run as we head to the 9th on the Eagles Sports Network.
If you're looking for official Eagle merchandise, look no further than the Carson-Newman Bookstore. With a large selection of Carson-Newman gifts and apparel, you're sure to find something to please the entire family. From stuffed eagles to towel sets, sweatshirts, shorts, hats, and slippers, we literally have you covered from head to toe. We have just the item you're looking for no matter what the season. So whether you're an Eagle student, parent, alumni, or fan, shop us for everything orange and blue. Call 865-471-3539 for more information and store hours. We'll see you at the Carson-Newman Bookstore.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
Carson-Newman has a 1-run advantage, and they will try to tack on an insurance run or 2 in this 9th inning, leading by 1 run. Andrew Rogers, glad to welcome you back to Durham Field here on the Eagles Sports Network. Logan Floyd, the All-Sac first-teamer, leads us off in the 9th. First pitch fastball is off the plate. And it's ball 1. Line drive foul, slicing foul is Floyd on the offering. 1 ball, 1 strike, facing the relievers, Starnes. Here in this 9th inning. 1-1 on the way. The breaking ball. Floyd thought about it, held back, and was wise in doing so. Pitch was out of the strike zone. And it's 2-1. Good breaking ball. That one waist high. And it's strike 2. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Carson-Newman leads Wingate 7-6 in this elimination game. Pitch to Floyd. Sharp grounder foul on a couple of chops. Down the left field line it goes. Floyd will battle with Starnes. Logan in this game has extended his hitting streak to 23 straight games, an on-base streak of 31 straight, and he floats one out towards center field. Farrell will see it hang up for him out there in center field, and the play is made for out number 1. One away, here's Cole Nathan for Carson-Newman. He recorded his first hit of the weekend in the 7th inning and later scored on Ryan Bolton's RBI fielder's choice that has given Carson-Newman the lead. One away for Nathan. He'll face Starnes for the first time. First one home to Nathan. Breaking ball. Knee high. Called strike one. See if Carson-Newman sends Xavier Hart back to the mound. He's at 80 pitches through 5 innings of work. Well, they turn to Eli Norris in a 1-run game. 0-1. Fastball, knee high, strike 2. The ball's 2 strikes, and Carson-Newman's all-sack second-teamer Cole Nathan. The pitch, breaking ball gets away from Scheffler. It keeps Nathan alive in his 5th at-bat in this elimination game. He's taken 10 at-bats in this, or just today alone. 1-2. Swing and a miss. He was out in front of the breaking ball, and there's 2 outs. Well, Starnes is doing his job right now, trying to keep his team ahead by, or just behind by 1. Right now he's doing his job. 2 away for Spencer Williams. This game is officially 3 hours old. We started at 7:15. It is 10:15. Carson-Newman's been on the baseball field for near 6 hours today. Called strike 1. Wingate's game earlier today against Lenore Ryan lasted 2 hours and 14 minutes, but it started at 11:01 and didn't end until closer to 2:45. Strike 2 to Williams, 0-2. That's why Carson-Newman's game was supposed to start at 3 and didn't start till 3:30. So Bulldogs have been here and at it as well, just as long as Carson-Newman. Right now it's the Eagles holding on to a slim advantage of 1 run. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the 9th. The pitch to Williams, swing and a miss. He was late on the fastball. Inning over. 1-2-3 9th from Carson Starnes. And the Wingate Bats are coming to the plate in a 1-run game. Carson-Newman needs 3 outs to continue its sack tournament run against Wingate. 7-6. There goes Xavier Hart to the mound. He's going to try to finish things off for CN today. We head to the bottom of the 9th. Carson-Newman by 1. This is the Eagles Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Insurance, it's about people, not things. It's about security. It's about confidence. It's about relationships. It's about trust. It's about you. As a local independent agent, Bible Insurance Agency can design an insurance program that's just right for you and your family. Give the people you love safe, sound, secure protection from Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency, 423-586-4320, or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown.
Carson-Newman by 1 run, 7-6. 7-6 as we head to the bottom of the 9th, and Xavier Hart in his 80 pitches. Back to the mound, he will face 3, 4, and 5. Breon Ishmael, Jordan Dixon, and Cam Harris. For Wingate against Carson-Newman's Hart in the 9th. First pitch of the inning. Fastball below the strike zone for ball 1. One ball, no strikes. 5 innings of work for Xavier Hart out of the pen so far. Can he get a 6th inning? He's in the strike zone against Ishmael. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 to Ishmael. Swing, hard line drive, slicing, and it goes foul. He was out in front. He's been out in front on a couple of pitches. Here today. One ball, two strikes, starts pitch. Slider away. Two count in the ninth. Carson-Newman by 1 run. The pitch, swing and a drive out towards center field. Trey Miller nearing the wall will stop there in the left center field gap and make the catch. One away here in the bottom of the ninth. It was an eventful bottom of the ninth earlier today. Eagles entered the frame with a 4-run lead. Wise brought the winning run to the plate with 1 out, and Carson-Newman's Eli Norris finished it off. Now can Xavier Hart finish it off? He has gone 5 1/3 out of Carson-Newman's pen. 1 away, here's Jordan Dixon. First pitch swinging, he hits it high into the air out toward right. Spencer Williams sprinting in, calls off Cole Nathan, catch is made. There's 2 outs in the ninth. Carson-Newman has not won multiple games in one day at the SAC tournament in several years. They can do that tonight with 1 more out against Cam Harris. He takes fastball away for ball 1. One out to Harris. Line drive center field. Trey Miller is after it, getting near the wall, makes the catch. Ball game. Carson-Newman sweeps its effort in the loser's bracket. Xavier Hart is 5-0 in his career. He gives the Eagles 6 innings of relief work. And Carson-Newman wins 7-6. A 7-4 win to start the day for the Eagles, and a 7-6 win in the nightcap. And Carson-Newman advances and will play again tomorrow night. Final score from Durham Field in Hickory, North Carolina. Carson-Newman 7, Wingate 6. Eagles will play Lenore-Ryan, the host, twice tomorrow. Eagles have to win the first one to get the second game. Carson-Newman victorious. Xavier Hart, 6 innings of 1-run ball out of the bullpen, powers Carson-Newman to a second win on this Saturday night. Eagles played baseball for 6 hours and find a way to win 2 baseball games. The first against UVA Wise and the second against Wingate. Final score, it's 7-6. Glad you listened all day here on the Eagles Sports Network. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 1 o'clock when Carson-Newman meets Lenore-Ryan as the rain starts to come down heavy. Perfect timing for it, too, after a long day of baseball. 7-6 Eagles. We'll talk to you tomorrow afternoon.